Hey guys, Cotton Grammar. We're going to get started right now. We have guests with us right now. Derek Wasiak, who's always back. How you doing, Derek?
I'm doing pretty good, Colin. How about yourself?
Great. And we have second time guest on, Joshua Earp. What's up, Joshua?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on? Don't get too excited. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
seriously.
I'll try not to.
Guys, if you remember Joshua, if you haven't, he's the one that kind of dropped the Hrefs bomb on us about how to find PBNs with that. Tonight, I'd like think you're really going to be blown away at what we're going to show you. So we're going to get to that shortly, but we're going to dive into questions and answers. But first, uh, we want to talk about Orlando and what happened at the pre-kickoff at OMG Live. Guys, it was a tremendous amount of fun. And the amount of people that we were able to get together in such a short amount of time was very, very, very humbling. I'd like to think over the course of the night, there could have been about 100 to 200 people come through at different times. And then there was a undisclosed or unheard of after hours that was actually back at my house that was about 45 or 50 people here all back at my house that lasted to the wee hours of 4 a.m. So, needless to say, it was a lot of fun. Guys, if you're going to make it out to Dallas or if you're going to make it out to any of these, give me a hashtag OMG if you're looking forward to us to come to your area. But better yet, you know what? Don't do hashtag OMG on the Facebook thread. I want you to give a hashtag what city that you want us to come to. Right now, we're going to be in Dallas on the 27th, and that's going to be 27th of June. And we have guests lined up. Derek, you're even confirmed to be there, correct?
That's correct. I am going to fly down there.
Wow.
It's a
Wow,
big one.
guys. You're going to get a chance to meet Derek, Jimmy Kelly. There's going to be Greg Morrison is going to be coming in, Joe Martfolio, Fletch, myself, Mike Long, Liz Herrera. There's going to be a lot of people showing up. Stephen Floyd, obviously it's his hometown. Becker. So there's going to be a lot of people and a lot of fun. So let's like see some of the places where everyone wants us to come to here. Looks like San Francisco, Portland, LA is a 100% certainty. So is Vegas. Mike and I will be releasing the dates to Los Angeles and Las Vegas in a couple weeks. And it looks like we have some. Chicago is probably a certainty as well. We see Chattanooga, Seattle, Denver. There's another Chicago. I don't think we're coming overseas yet, Michael, to like London, but there's Boston. Boston's a real good possibility. I've never been to Boston before. It'd be a very, very good reason to come to Boston. So it's a very interesting one. So Denver's a very good possibility as well. Uh, this is going to stretch out for quite a long time. So don't get frustrated if we're not naming your dates right away. We're not starting the tour until next month, and then I know that we're going to be skipping Fourth of July weekend, but then we're going to be doing them pretty much back to back for the next couple months, like almost every weekend in a different place. So Paula, unfortunately, Austin, we're going to be covering Dallas for the Texas portion of it. So if there's any way that you can find a way to drive up to Dallas, we would love to have you there. Guys, we're going to be staying at the Omni Hotel that's on Lamar in Dallas. It's a beautiful hotel. I've stayed there before when Becker and I have hung out before. And it's an amazing, amazing hotel. So great to meet all the OMGers that were here last week. Just bond with people, have a great time. And we've even got a confirmation from Joshua Earp. Aren't you going to be coming too, man?
Yeah, for sure. I would never miss that. Sounds amazing.
Great. And so, man, I'm so looking forward to Dallas. So we're about a month out from that and excited to get out, meet all the OMGers and, answer questions and just meet everyone. It's always great to be on the webinars, but it's a whole different feeling when you get into people's, you know, person to person and get to talk to them. So it was a lot of fun. Do know that Steven, here in Orlando, he actually he pulled over a chair and it looked like he was a quarterback. He had about 10 people huddled around him like he was making a football play. And he stayed that way literally for like 5 hours. So people just kept swapping in and out of the huddle. People were trying to fight their way into the huddle. Don't know what he was talking about, but you know what? Everyone seemed to be blown away by it. So these are the moments that we're talking about, that you get a chance to meet all these OMGers and, and have fun with all of us and get a chance to meet your families and, just makes a whole difference in bonding with the community. So that's something that we're really, really looking forward to. So just to let you know that we will be all the dates I'm looking at here. Like I said, give us a couple weeks and we're going to release 2 more dates for the 11th and I believe the 18th. Let me pull up my calendar here. Yeah, the 11th and the 18th will be releasing in a couple weeks. We already kind of have those mapped out, so we'll be releasing those, and they will be West Coast dates. Just to let you know, Chicago will be coming very, very, very soon. So with that, guys, we're going to go ahead and dive into the questions and see what everyone wants to learn. And we'll just jump into the first one. Hey, Cotton, I'm seeing reputation management more and more on people's websites, but I haven't seen much other info about it. It seems that this would be a great, fantastic add-on service by itself. Is there any training on how OMG would manage a client's online reputation? If not, it would be. Uh, it's a question I get a lot. I do close to 85,000 a month in online reputation management. And I've been very reluctant to release the training on it because there's so many OMGers that have a very difficult grasp on SEO themselves. And online reputation management can be many times 5 to 6 times harder than SEO. And I charge 5, 6 times more than SEO. And some of them are almost impossible. And Derek, you kind of want to weigh on this. If you get an online reputation management deal and you're fighting against, things like the LA Times or the Chicago Tribune or the Tampa Tribune or the Orlando Sentinel, things like these high DA sites. And if someone really isn't an expert at SEO, what's a difficult level in trying to get some of those things pushed down?
Well, the strategy usually we do is try to outrank them with higher DA properties, right? So that at least they get pushed down by putting something above it. But just trying to actually force those other ones down, it's pretty much, it'll blow up in your face every time if you're not doing it properly. So exactly. It's really advanced training, and I'm sure we'll get to it sometime, but there's not enough right now for it.
Yeah, it's very, very, very difficult. And the last thing that I want any OMGers is to think doing is, oh, look, this is like social media management and we can go in. No, this is literally extremely difficult to do. When you're talking about it, if you've got a person that has some negative, rankings on there, it's literally like taking on sometimes 7 or 8 clients at once because you're now just not having to rank one site, and then the level of difficulty, you're going to get fooled by it. And some of these high DA sites literally just pop right back up.
Yeah, especially because those negative page titles, like bad reviews or whatever, they have such a high click-through rate, and it's just
they're clickbait.
Yeah, it's clickbait, and people always want to know when they're researching a company. And as we know, that searching and clicking on stuff is going to increase the CTR, and it's going to raise the ranks of that. So it's make sure if you do get into it, don't start clicking on them. So
exactly right. And there are things that I have found, like I know how to remove. I've figured out how to remove a ripoff report and a pissed off customer, and those are fairly easy for me to do, but I'm not getting those type of cases. I'm getting cases to where I've got some well-known figures in some areas that are local, either city council or something that got a DUI or something, and it's covered in a local city paper, which has a high amount of DA. And they want these things to disappear, and it's just not magic. It's very, 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 very difficult, and it's a lot different than a rip-off report or a pissed off customer or just something like that, or getting a bad Yelp review or something like that. So we will get to it eventually. What I'd like for everyone to do is, as I've often said with online reputation management, is if you can't take a number one ranking in a major U.S. city, you don't need to be doing online reputation management. You need to let other people do that. It's very, very, very difficult to do. So we'll move on to the next question, and it says, yes, I can see this, Eric. He wants to know if he's on his iPad and if we can see him. Yes. It says, would it be appropriate to do side-by-side comparison of reports generated from Command Center to show a client potential? Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't use OMG Command Center, so I can't answer that question. Derek, do you use it?
Nope.
Joshua, do you use it? Joshua, or
Unmute yourself.
yeah,
Oh, sorry about that. I was doing some SEO.
right. Do you
I'm
use
like, do SEO, listen.
Do you use OMG Command Center?
Do I use it? I
Yeah.
have tested it. I have tested it and I like it. However, I do use other things.
Okay. So
So I do approve of it, but I just found other things basically.
right. Generally, that's something I would direct towards a creator, and I'm sure he can help you answer that. So I don't like to comment on anything that I don't personally use day to day. Just I'm not going to be what they call an FBE, which is a Facebook expert that just answers questions on theory. If I haven't tested it, do it or use it. And we know that, internet groups are filled with what I call FBEs. There's so many experts out there that just love to answer in theory, but don't have any backing behind it. So I just don't know. Okay, next one. Agency startup question. For the brand new people with very tight startup budgets focused on client getting, once you have your first client and you now have a little bit of money for some tools, would you quickly cover some suggested tools that could be the top 5 can't do without tools to start? Maybe a quick description. Derek?
Well, it depends what kind of tools you want. I mean, if in terms of research, I live on Majestic,
Mm-hmm.
and then SEMrush are
Mm-hmm.
the tools I use the most. Everything else, there's pretty much I don't use any automation right now for link building. That's about it. It's like that's all the tools I could get away with. I mean, I do use link research tools and I use other tools, but they're not ones I need. Sometimes I don't even open them for 2 weeks, but those are the two I use every day.
Yeah, let's see. For a startup agency, but yeah, I don't use any tools for ranking. Now, daily, SEMrush, Majestic, you know, Ahrefs, things like that. But these are all tax write-offs for me anyway. So I have the full, stuff for all of these because it's either give them to them or pay taxes on it. So that's why I go ahead and buy full versions of all of these just in case I need them. I use things and pay for them anyway, just like SpyFu, things like that. Sometimes I might open it up once a month, but it's just sitting there. If you really had to start out, and if I had to pick one tool that I had to do, I mean, it would probably be Majestic and SEMrush. I don't really think I could live without those. I know I can get the Moz toolbar and I can get my DA on the sites easily.
Yeah.
So those are two that I probably couldn't live without getting clients. And as I said, I don't use OMG Command Center, so I can't comment on it, but those are the ones I would use. So we will move on to the next question. Hey, what's up, Chris? Says hello to you and I, Derek. Keith says hello from the UK. Jazzy says that we're an angel, Derek. How's that? Have you ever been called an angel, Derek?
Just by my mom.
Okay, well, there's a second time for everything right now.
Yeah.
So there you go. It says, do we get recorded so we can watch them again? I'm new and a little bit overwhelmed. Well, Mr. Philip Davis, unfortunately, you do get a recording for everything. You can go back from the very beginning and watch every one of my webinars from January to right now. So yes, there is a recording. Tom Peck says, let's talk reputation management ranking 2.0s and social profiles. Well, I think we kind of covered that, Tom, so we'll just skip to the next question. Next question is for Derek. Is it okay to use indexification on Tumblr reblogs to get them crawled? I have 800 plus, or is indexification considered spam?
It is. They are extremely low quality links to actually getting them indexed, right? So you can use it, and usually you're fine. But I usually just use Social Explosion or a Fiverr gig with some kind of social stuff like that, or even I'll throw like no follow comments on it. Just be careful. They do follow links, so you have to watch how fast you send things there. So it's up to you.
Yeah, I still use it whenever I need something. I mean, on a lot of things, I haven't found any negative things using it yet, but
Yeah.
to each use their own risk. We're not
Yeah,
gonna
just make sure you use the drip feature in there for that one.
exactly. Yeah. Next question is, it says, I bought an expired domain based on its metrics, but forgot to check archive.org. And when I did, I discovered that the site never had any content on it, just a list of related links. Is it a bad idea to make this site into a PBN, or would it be better as a tier two? Go ahead, Derek.
It kind of sounds. It could have just been that archives.org was not finding it, or they could have been blocking it, and then it could have just had a different history completely from what was actually showing in there. So the best thing I do is I'll just test it on a dummy site first, send a link, see how it responds, and then if it doesn't pass your test, then you can use it as a tier 2 linking method. But if the metrics are good, usually it should pan out just fine. Just double check manually the actual links and make sure that just because it's got the metrics doesn't mean it has the proper quality of links. So go from there.
Good deal. How do you price social media management? Well, I do believe that we covered that on NOMG, on a assimilation webinar a couple months ago, and Retortal is what we recommended to just outsource it. And I believe that they have packages anywhere from $80 a month up to $250 a month. So you can charge whatever you want to get out of it. So I don't do social media management. Do you, Derek?
Not really. Just for our own stuff.
Right.
It's kind of, yeah, it's too much work for the reward.
Yeah. So, it's whatever you can get out of it. Just check out Retortal and you'll be fine. Says, question, when using a Tumblr blog routed through a PBN domain, we have purchased per the private bum network training earlier in the year. Is the DA associated with the digital asset, the DA of the Tumblr or the DA of the PBN site?
Well, you're going to have the DA of the PBN site. It's always going to be the destination of what's actually being indexed, right? So, but the advantage of that is PBNs have pre-existing page authority, right? Where Tumblr is not going to have anything right now. So when you do buy that or you set it up, it'll act just like a normal PBN, and it's not supposed to be necessarily. It's not like a DAS stack per se, like the way we teach, but it is stacking trust because the Tumblr does have a DA, I think 98, right? And so any links you send through the Tumblr old URL, it's going to increase the PA faster on your site. So the whole method was basically just for people to bypass SEO hosting and start on a shoestring budget. So because there's so many sites that we can get out there with domain mapping for free, and but you wanted to get into PBNs, and then like our costs are through the roof sometimes on hosting and all that other stuff. And so just having a free option for someone starting out, get a PBN network up in 30 days and have 30 sites for hosting for free, that's the whole main purpose of that whole tutorial. So, but yeah, you're gonna have the DA of the actual PBN on that one. So
Good. Next question is, Cotton, you mentioned it took 90 days to get your first client. What did you focus on besides getting clients initially? Did you build out your agency site at the same time? Well, obviously, you can't go out and get clients at 8, 9, 10, from at least 7 p.m. to 1 in the morning unless you're going to socials or other functions. You can't go out and get clients on the weekends aggressively. I would normally try to do it during business hours. So at that time, I would focus on building my website, studying, and doing other stuff. Now, as far as it took me 90 days to get my first client, that was by choice. I probably used 2 months to really build my foundation, watch every video in OMG, so I could get a very solid foundation so I could be an expert and say that I knew what I was doing when I actually talked to clients. So it probably took me about a month to get my first client, but it was 90 days altogether before I got my first client. So, you can be out getting clients at nighttime. You can be building your website. You can be coming up with different client strategies. You can be ranking your site. You can be doing the SEO on your site. All of that stuff can be done in the evening and be out getting clients during the day. So if you really want to blow up, my advice to you is if you're not putting 40 hours a week into actively pursuing getting clients in the beginning, so you can fund your affiliate site if that's what you want to do, so you can fund your lead gen site if that's what you want to do, or to continue to get more clients, you're really going to have to be very aggressive with working. This is a real job. I don't want a lot of you to come in here and mistake that this is going to get you full-time, massive wages from a little to no work. I still myself work many, many hours a day. I've been working since 7:30 this morning. I will not stop working till 1, 2 a.m. I'll wake up and I'll do it again. So it's a full-time, beyond full-time job. I do 80, 90 hours of work a week, 7 days a week. So if you want to get ahead and if you want to stay ahead, then you got to work harder than everyone else. So, and also you have to plan out what you're going to do. You got to map out your day, and you got to just check off things that you're going to do the next day. Come up with a schedule of things that you got to do, places you need to go, and just check them off. Because if you're just wandering around wildly, you're not going to get a lot accomplished. So. Next question, what's the best way to redo a site now that we know what we are doing? I have no idea what that means. Derek?
Well, I guess they don't know what they're doing.
Right. What's the best way to redo a site now that we know what we're doing? Well, now that you know what you're doing, just redo it. I don't know. So if you'd like to re-ask that question, hopefully we can get back to it. Next question is, I've only started yesterday, and my question is that due to there being a lot of resources, I am not sure how to start. I have one Amazon affiliate site that I'm trying to finish up so it can go live. What would be the best way to rank that site to go live? I might get a lot of heat for this, but I can tell you this. If you're hurting on money right now, you need money. I would forget about putting that Amazon site up, because you're not going to make as much money as you think from that Amazon site as you are going out getting a client. Once you get a couple clients under your belt, you have some income coming in, you've got some cushion going on, then you can go back to the Amazon site. This Amazon site, especially if it's an Amazon affiliate site, Derek, what do those get, like 2%, 3% or something?
Yeah, I mean, some of them are even 1%. It goes.
Wow.
Like, I've done a lot of Amazon sites in the past where
right.
You have to make the money's on the volume. It's
right. It's a lot.
But yeah. I mean, also, yeah, it's like the conversion is going to be higher just because you're dealing with people see Amazon checkout, whatever, and then
Sure.
The trust is a lot better with Amazon. So sometimes you do get better. You'll make more on a 3% commission sometimes versus like a 6% commission just because of the trust factor, right? But
Right.
it's still, I mean, it's more of a filler for me where, it's kind of like I can't find a product somewhere else. I'll just
Right.
throw it in Amazon. But
Let me ask you this, Derek. I consider you to be one of the best SEOs in the world. If I had a contest with you just to see how fast you could make $5,000 a month from scratch from a brand new site with an Amazon site that you're doing affiliate stuff through Amazon, not your own product, but just an affiliate Amazon site, how long do you think it would take before you could make 5K a month?
I would probably not be able to get there just because I'd have to crank up maybe 20 or 30 sites just for Amazon.
No, just one site.
Yeah,
You,
it's not
you
going to
couldn't do
happen
it.
on Amazon, really.
Right,
No, you'd
exactly.
have to. It's hard. I don't know.
Right.
I can't do it.
Guys, listen, I want you to take the advice of someone. Derek is literally, I consider him to be one of the top SEOs in the world. I know a lot, a lot, a lot. I don't like to call myself anything. I just know SEO. Let's just say that. I would run from what you're doing unless you really just want to piddle Peter around and you're one of these people that like buying a block of wood and just whittling on it while you're watching reruns of Seinfeld. Then that's what it is. If you want to make money, I'm telling you, there are better and faster ways to make money. So for me to tell you what's the best way to get started, the best way to get started is to go out and get some clients and get some money, or to find something that's going to be a little bit more lucrative. You just heard one of the best SEOs in the world say he could not make $5,000 a month starting up an Amazon affiliate site. That he couldn't do it, and he's being honest. Derek's a pretty confident guy. And he's just saying, you heard him say that he would have to put up 20 or 30 sites to get 5K a month. So it's just advice that I'm giving to you. If you want to make money and you want to make it now so you can make your OMG payment, so you can pay the bills, keep the lights on, eat, or continue thriving in online marketing, that's a real rough way to go. So I just want to be brutally honest with you and just be upfront with you about that. And so I don't have any advice for you besides,
Yeah,
good
because
luck.
you got to always think that if you're promoting Amazon products, that means you also have to usually outrank Amazon for the same product.
Right.
So you're gonna have to rewrite all that content and then try to beat their domain authority scores. The way they naturally rank, and then people are always. What do we always teach in OMG? Also to rank the Amazon pages, so there's people ranking them. So they have the balls. They have the advantage way over you guys that way.
Great. All right, we'll move on for the next one. Hopefully that makes sense. Guys, if that kind of makes sense to you, can you guys give me a 1? Give me a 1 if that makes sense. Good. A lot of ones. A lot of ones. You know what? Hold on a second. See someone on here. Stephen Floyd, I'm going to bring you on, or you better log off. There's either one of two things that are going to happen. So by the time
You
I
just
find you,
disappeared.
you better be gone, or you're coming on. So whoops, too late. Here we go. Stephen, you better get your mic and please don't say anything you're not supposed to.
I'm not yelling at any kids, man.
Stephen, what do you think? I consider you to be one of the top SEOs in the world. If I had a contest with you, how long would it take you to make 5K on Amazon affiliate with one website?
Man, I have to agree with Derek. I don't even know if I could, but if I did, it would take a lot of sites to do it. I mean, that's just a rough way to start. It looks really glamorous and it can be really lucrative, but in the beginning, I agree with you 8 billion%. Go out there, get a couple of clients, get some money in your pocket, have some success, learn how to rank, then go kill some Amazon.
Good. Great. Do we have you on for a long time, or you just checking in and checking out? Cool.
Nah, I'm not going to miss an assimilation webinar, whether I'm on it or whether I'm just enjoying getting my learn on. So
Cool.
yeah, I'm here for another 30 minutes for sure.
Good. Guys, if you've got some questions for Steven, we're going to have him chime in. Let's give a hashtag Steven right here. He always gives his time right here. And, man, you certainly gave a lot of time in Orlando, man. You were literally like Tom Brady with the huddle around you the whole time.
Man, everybody that was there was just so friendly, and just the questions were so good. The OMG group is just like no other. When you've got a group of people that are highly motivated and just asking you just really just great questions, and the time just flew by. I think you were right. I think it was 4 or 5 hours. I don't even think I had a drink. I think I maybe had a glass of water or something. I was hoarse the next day, but just so many good people, taking action. And, I'm like you, I love to work with action takers. So
Absolutely.
it was great.
Best
crowd.
I do have one question for you. If you had to battle Gregory Ortiz at Mortal Kombat X right now, who would win?
Shit, why did you ask me that? You know what? Right now, I'm so sad and ashamed and despondent to say, I don't know. He probably could still take me, but I'm learning.
You practicing up?
Man, I got the expansion pack. I came home.
Wow.
And I think I'm gonna be ready.
Good. Derek, you don't know this, but we had a really serious, intense Mortal Kombat X tournament back at my place. So it was,
yeah, Cotton played with like a blindfold one time, and played with like one hand one time. Just kicking our butts all over the place.
Did the whole Van Damme blinded thing, whatever.
Yeah, it was ugly, man. Like, we needed to have a tag team on the other side. It would have been fair if there was like 2 of us and Cotton on the other end.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
was ugly.
I had been playing for a couple weeks before then, so maybe
It was ugly.
maybe that was it. So definitely. All right, man. Well, we will go to the next question. Hopefully, you'll be able to add some stuff to what we're asking Steven. It says, oh, you know what? I'm glad I brought you on for this. It says, what?
Citation question?
Oh, no. It says,
Sorry.
what do you first tell people when they ask you what you do?
What do I first tell people when they ask me what I do?
Yeah.
That's a good question. So it depends on the venue. How I answer that question, I would answer a little bit differently if I was, if it was an elevator and we're cramped, or if I'm up in front of the Chamber of Commerce or something. My typical answer to that question is that I get your business found online, or I get your business found on Google. Is my short answer.
Okay.
To that, and for sure, I don't ever use the word SEO.
Right.
I definitely don't use the word SEO unless they already know what it is, because I've made that mistake before.
Sure.
Talk about some glazed over eyes, because the people that know what SEO means, half of them been burned by somebody before. So as soon as they hear the word SEO, they're already associating you with someone that's already screwed them over. So
sure, absolutely.
And I know what your answer to that is, which is better. Listen, I'm changing to yours, but I'm going to give you credit for it.
I don't even know what you're going to say. I don't even know.
Well, the first 3 times I say it, I give credit for it. That's the rules. So the first time I say that I'm like a taxi driver and I move you into a better neighborhood online, or I'm your digital real estate expert.
Yeah. Look, we got a hashtag digital real estate. Wow.
Man, that's the best ever. That's just the smartest best ever. I still like everything from you. It's awesome. I love it.
Derek, what do you say, my friend, when someone asks you?
Well, most people I know, they kind of know. I just usually just say search engine marketing, but I don't say ever SEO.
Right. Yeah, it's me. It's what I'm in the mood for, and it also depends on where I'm at. If I know I'm not talking to someone that I know that can afford what I'm doing, I just say I rank websites on Google. If I'm talking to a business owner, then it kind of changes around a little bit to the digital real estate stuff, and then it gets them real intrigued, and it always gets what is that? And and that engages a conversation. But so I use both. It just depends on if I want to talk about it or if I don't. If I'm in an Uber car, if I'm Ubering somewhere and they ask me, so what do you do? I just see our rank sites on Google. Oh, that's cool. Oh, yeah, thanks. It's cool to be. Yeah. So
What was that?
I don't know. It's feedback. Someone's got some crazy feedback. So it's all good. So hopefully, Ryan, that answers your question. It says, Cotton, have you bought a supercar yet? If not, what do you plan to buy? I do not. And, I've found it very hard to pull the trigger on that. I don't really go that many places and I don't do that much. I'm just like, God, do I really want to waste the money and just walk out to my garage and just lay on top of it? For the amount of money that it's going to cost. But I'm very close. I really like the Aston Martin Vantage. Very, very close.
It's like 2 weeks income.
I'm very, very, very close to that. So looked at them, I've touched it, I've sat in it. God forbid if I name it. If I name it, I'm going to buy it. But
yeah.
If you get that car, the Uber drivers in Florida are all going to have like a sadness party.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this, Steven. I'm going to fly you in, and we're going to become Uber drivers for one night with that Aston Martin. We're just going to do Uber Select, and we're just going to run around and pick up people just for the fun of it and watch their faces. It's like, oh my God.
I'm like hitting cameras.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, this Uber rocks.
Yeah. Definitely. Uber, OMG Uber is what we're going to be doing. So it'd be great. So.
Or actually, we should get a Maserati, right?
Yeah.
I hear you can lease those.
Yeah, get a 4-door and just go around and pick up people. That'd be great to be Uber. Guys, oh my God. Steven, think about that. That's a client getting idea. Go out and lease a Maserati and just do Uber Black or Uber Select and go around and you're going to get all business owners. Oh, so what do you do? Well, technically, I'm just here to sell you SEO. and like have cameras in the back and have your video looping back there so they're forced to watch it while they're driving. Oh, that'd be great. Maybe we should just hire a whole fleet of those people to do that. Maybe we could get deals.
There you go.
So, yeah.
And you can't open the doors from the back.
That's right. Lock them in. Lock them in. So, sure. Okay. Enough fun, guys. It's down to business. What are the best tools automation to start with? Keyword tools, Silo, Kraken, etc. Automation tools. I use Kraken. I use Social Explosion. Outside of that, I really don't do any automation tools. What about you, Derek?
Yeah, the same tools really. I don't use SE Nuke or Magic Smitter anymore. I don't even use GSA that much anymore. I haven't touched my server in like 2 months.
Mm-hmm. I know that Steven uses one.
Yeah, I use a couple actually. I don't know how many I have, but I use FCS Networker now more than RankWiz to build out my Web 2.0s, and you can build 10,000 of them in a week. I use that, and I use GSA still. I use it. I'm a power user though, so if anybody's listening, I'm not saying to go get GSA and just fire it up and start hammering your site or anything. I've been using it for a long, long time, and I do a lot of testing before I ever, and I still use it on tier 3, and I'm not sure what the common, wisdom is on that, but I still use it, as a tier 3 to power up, my Web 2.0s mainly. But yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's hard. I think, if you're smart, you don't have to do that necessarily. Derek knows how to build, these DAS stacks by hand, and he can probably invest an hour and build a really powerful stack that I can probably do the same thing with, 300 or 400 Web 2.0s, with FCS Networker, probably about the same amount of time and energy maybe. So I think it's a 6 of one, a half dozen of the other.
Yeah, great. Steven, I have a question for you. Would you be upset if you were in Dallas and you got picked up by Michael Long in a Bentley convertible? in Uber? If like Michael Long was your Uber driver, guys, who would like to get picked up by Mike Long in his Bentley convertible if you called for Uber? Give me a hashtag Uber. Uber.
It's better than a Chinese pirate. I gotta tell you guys a funny story. I was in Chicago, and I go to my bank. It's pretty far away, so I took Uber there. And I just had this thought, like my cab driver was pretty funny, like had a pretty great sense of humor. I don't recommend doing this at home. This is a true story. I blame Cotton, because my sense of humor has gotten a little bit more sarcastic since we got to be friends. So I come out and I've got, anyways, I get in the car because he was waiting on me, and I'm like, go, 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 the cops are coming.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the best. I love it.
It could be a good premise for like a sitcom show or something like that, right? Or I mean, not a whole show, but like one episode, or I don't know. I definitely don't recommend doing this at home.
Right.
Man, boy, last weekend was so much fun. This is our first assimilation since Orlando, right?
Yeah. We just talked about it a little bit at the top of the hour, and just how cool it was, and how Steven looked like he was Tom Brady in a football huddle calling plays all night, with about 10 people around him. So
It's
yeah.
funny, you know what, Steve and I just talked to Liz Herrera, and she said that you're so brilliant. She got so jealous of those people that were like, cradled around, like gathered around Steven, that as soon as we got back to Club Cotton, like Liz, grabbed Steven and got him unlocked.
Yeah.
She's awesome. I really enjoyed meeting with Liz, and I'm gonna try to twist her arm and see if I can get some poker lessons out of her.
Sure.
Oh, is that what it is? I was
I'm
wondering.
telling you. How crazy would that be? I'm thinking about maybe in Vegas, right? What would that be? That should be like a prize to a raffle or something, right? Like an hour poker lesson with Liz in Vegas.
Sure.
That could be a good one, actually. Yeah, that's funny.
She's awesome though. I would love meeting her. I love meeting Mandy. All the Amazon people, it was like they just fit right in. Not like they were on the outside or anything, but I mean they just just gelled right with us, and it was just awesome.
We actually had quite a celebrity. John Gill showed up, and he's one of he's a Top Gun Amazoner, and he was actually, Liz got him to come over, and he was looking in on it. He was like, "Man, what do you guys have going on here?" He was very impressed. So
Yeah.
it was a good thing. Cotton, once again, I think that Cotton deserves let's give Cotton a hashtag Club Cotton, because really, I'm telling you, this is all Cotton's brainchild. It's really cool, and Cotton has been talking to me about the idea that has now evolved and turned into the assimilation tour. He has been talking to me about it for almost, if you can believe this, almost a year at this point, because right away, once Cotton, I think it was like right around when he broke the $40,000 a month level, so it might have been midsummer.
Right.
But I remember I was in Vegas and I called Cotton up and we talked on the phone for quite a bit, and he was like, "Hey, I've got this idea." I think that was the timing of it.
Yeah, it's been a while.
But it's really just turned into something unto itself. And so who's on the line right here who joined us in Orlando? Give me a hashtag Orlando if you actually joined us in Orlando, and just so I get a sense of who's here, who's on the line, who was actually there, who joined us. Boyd, yep, Boyd Lyons flew all the way in from Hawaii for that event, and then of course Patrick flew in from Sweden. And by the way, Patrick just landed his first client, so congratulations to you, Patrick, for that. And by the way, how did he do it? He's number 2 for Stockholm SEO. And how did he do that? Followed the Over the Shoulder series with Joe Morfolio and with Greg Morrison and Fletch. See, Alex Jackson was there. I see Alex. Yep. Pip was there. Pip's awesome.
Kurt Inget.
Dietrich was there. Congratulations, Dietrich, on all your success. Yep. Kurt Inget. Jorge, Tracy. Hey, Tracy, how you doing? And Tyler was there.
Yep.
Tyler guys, just so you Amazon guys know, Tyler, extremely successful. He's an OMGer. He's extremely successful on Amazon. He was somebody. One of the ways that we design OMG is we try to design us, certainly where we're incredibly open and friendly for beginners, but also so we can attract talented up and comers. People like Stephen Floyd, for example, when he joined us, already was very successful. And Tyler's the same way. Tyler was already having good success on Amazon, and he's grown, I think, since he's joined us. And he's all the way up to $150,000 a month on Amazon. He's doing stuff that really helps people. So really, really glad to have him. Ryan was there. Yep, I remember Ryan. James Cluster. Yep, he hit us up. And Keith was there.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, who else was there?
Mike, you want to answer that question? They want to know what's up with the red lighting.
The red lighting in your house, Cotton.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Cotton has these awesome. They're at. You can get them. They're called Hue, aren't they? I haven't bought them. Like you bought them, right? But yeah, Philips
Mm-hmm.
Hue.
Mm-hmm.
You get it at Max. But dude, Cotton's house is so awesome. I gotta tell you, at some point, maybe we can maybe twist Cotton's arm and he can do. Right, Steven, you can vouch, right? His house is just incredible.
His house is so awesome, and I'm so jealous when I was there and he had his freaking Thunderbolt display set up there, and just it looks totally cool. It looks like you called Central Casting for like just a cool pad. It was crazy. It's awesome.
Oh, great. William Smith said Cotton Cribs. I'm gonna do that one.
You know what though, Mike? I would have really been upset. It really wasn't a after hours party until someone accidentally falls into the pool. That did happen, so we had success.
We did accidentally have somebody immediately cannonball into the pool as soon as she got there. Not Liz, just so you guys know.
It was yeah, guys, let's give a hashtag cannonball. Like if you're at someone's house, the best thing to do, just run past the kitchen and everything, just cannonball right in their pool. I mean, that's just the way to do it.
Straight into the pool. That's it. I'm gonna buy Cotton a beer. Make sure to somebody posts. Oh my gosh, is that actually? No, that's not a picture from. I thought Dietrich had actually posted a picture from that night, but he didn't. He actually posted, or is that it? I can't. The crazy thing is, guys.
Oh no, that's not my house. That's not my house.
No, what happens at Cotton stays at Cotton's.
Yeah.
No cameras allowed.
Yeah. Yeah. To give Dietrich a shout out, it was very cool meeting Dietrich. To give Dietrich a shout out for this picture, I literally thought that this was a picture from Cotton's until I scrutinized it for a second.
Right.
I was like, who was sitting on the table? When did that happen?
Yeah.
All right, but it was a lot of fun. But we really. With OMG is a city on a hill, and it's a place where friends come together in Providence, and now it's a party on a hill. And we really we have so much fun with me and Cotton and Steven, and of course you guys are getting to know Derek Owasiak a little bit better, and I understand we've got a special guest on. I don't know if he's a Mr. X or whatever, but certainly hang out with me and Cotton, Fletch and Joe and Steven and
Derek is confirmed also. Derek is confirmed.
Derek is coming?
I am coming.
Awesome, dude. Hashtag Derek.
Yeah.
But anyways, hang out with us behind the scenes. We really have a lot of fun. Of course, we have your best interest at heart. We exchange a lot of emails privately over the earnings reports we get in and the milestones. We privately celebrate them. It's really great. And so this tour, this assimilation tour that Cotton thought of, man, I'm telling you, when I first told Liz about it, she was like on repeat. She was like, I can't believe no one's ever thought of this. I can't believe nobody's ever thought of this. And I agree with her. I mean, it's absolutely genius. So please be sure to buy a sticker beer. I just bought Cotton a sticker with this little weird-looking guy here. I don't know what the heck he is. Or I'll buy him a rat dog beer here. Let's see.
Hey, Mike, we had some questions, and I told them that that would be up to you. And once we talked, if we want to release out some more of the dates, I probably said we might be a couple weeks away from that still, dropping some more whenever you decided it was appropriate.
let's tell them about the first 3 dates. And
Okay.
you know what? I just talked to Liz, and
Mm.
she is actually twisting my arm for a second Vegas date.
Mm.
Can you believe it? So
Wow.
I don't know.
I don't know if
But
I'll
we
be
have
able to
one.
do that because I'm going to be there a week.
I know. That's what I was saying. But
I
anyway,
think
we'll have
Chicago. I think after Vegas, the next one is probably. I'm gonna twist your arm. Is going to be Chicago.
Okay, let's do Chicago. I've been scouting out hotels.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the dates. Get out your pen and paper. So of course, exciting. We've got Dallas coming up. Give me a hashtag RSVP if you're already down for Dallas. Hashtag RSVP. Um, and actually, I posted. Oh, let me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got the ticket on this computer somewhere.
Hmm.
I'll post a picture of your VIP ticket. I think I got it somewhere. Is this it? Hopefully this is it. I'm posting a random picture. Hopefully, yeah, that's it. All right, here we go.
Hmm.
All right, so this is the ticket, and I'll read it off for you. So it's we've got, of course, Cotton is already confirmed. Greg Morrison, the guy who I call the original one-man gang, the first one-man gang. Jimmy Kelly, Jimmy. We got Jimmy coming.
Hmm.
Liz is going to be there. Of course, I'm going to be there. Becker's going to be there. Joe Marfolio, Gregor Ortiz, Stephen Floyd, and Fletch. Those are some of the people we already have confirmed for that event. Who else?
Derek.
I posted a little ticket. Derek's going to be there.
Hmm.
Earp, are you going to be there? Wyatt
Yeah.
Earp.
Yeah, he's coming.
Going to be there? Wyatt Earp. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm coming for sure.
Oh no, that's actually confusing. We can't call. That's actually confusing. We can't call. You also. Wyatt.
I'm actually related to Wyatt Earp, supposedly. Ironically enough.
Yeah, that is wrong.
Yeah.
Getting a little bit of a feedback.
Yeah, it's Joshua.
Um,
Put your headset on, Erp.
all right, so let's see what we got. We got Linda Joseph's coming. Susan Amigdala's coming. That's literally very exciting. Brad Kellum's going to be there.
Hmm.
Rick, it says RSVP New York. Is getting a little ahead of yourself there, Rick, but we are going to have a New York event.
Hmm.
Jeff Petard's going to be there. Wayne is going to be there. Don Parker's going to be there. Tyler Davis is coming out. That is awesome.
You know what,
That's awesome.
Mike? I think that Brad Kellum has just told us that he's pulling the smoke wagon. He's going to be smoking out in the parking lot for us. Look.
What's a smoke? Oh, yeah, like
Dude,
a cigar.
ribs, a pork, chicken.
Oh my God, we gotta get Patrick. That guy's been sizing up to do some serious.
Brad
Serious
Kellum's down
stuff.
for some tailgating, is what he's down for. It sounds like.
Tailgating sounds pretty good. Adrian Cooper says he needs a passport. Totally understand it. That is the truth. Brian Longley says hashtag OMG tailgate. All right, so that's the first date is gonna be the 27th of June, and we're 1 month away. 1 month away. Hashtag 1 month. Hashtag 1 month to go. So we're just 1 month away from the official kickoff. We've already had the pre-kickoff, but we are 1 month away from the official kickoff. That's number one. Hey, Jaron. Yeah, Jaron, you're right. We've had a lot of people ask for Atlanta, so we'll have to see what happens with that. We have had a lot of ask for it. So we're 1 month ago. Then on a second date, yeah, I'm still getting a little bit of probably feedback off of you. All right, so our second date is Los Angeles, and I think it's at the LAX Hyatt, and Bob Proctor is going to be there.
Yep.
So hashtag Bob. Hashtag Bob Proctor. Very excited. If you're excited to meet Bob Proctor, Bob Proctor's come out and said that OMG is his #1 all-time recommendation. 55 years he's been helping people have success, not online I was going to say, but just success overall. And he has been shouting from the rooftops that there is no better place to be than OMG. And he's putting his money where his mouth is once again, because he's coming out to our Assimilation Live event. And I don't know if we can get him to after credits. That may be
Right.
it may be a stretch, but there have been rumors. So Bob Proctor's going to be coming out. That's going to be exciting. By the way, Bob's book is releasing the end of next week, so you'll be hearing me talk about that. I'm going to really try to get everybody here to buy Bob's new book, The ABCs of Success, which I think is going to be really exciting. And me and Bob actually sat down last week and prepared a whole bonus for you, which I think you're going to really like. And it's a you know, I don't know how much books are, 10, 20 bucks. It's gonna be cheap, but you're gonna really like it. Actually, give me hashtag ABC if you're down. Yeah, Bob's latest book, he's really excited about it, and we're going to have a whole OMG event surrounding his upcoming book, which I'm excited about. I actually read it last week, really enjoyed it. So anyways, that's the second event. That's going to be the 12th of July, and then our third event, get this, Vegas, baby. Vegas, Cotton. Vegas,
Wow.
baby.
1 week. I'm going to be there for 1 week.
For 1 week.
Mhm.
That's going to be in Las Vegas. That's going to be July 19th, and it's going to be a throwdown. And listen, I've been talking to Greg Morrison, and he's going to be in Dallas. That's so exciting. I'm going to try to twist his arm, see if we can get him to come to some other events.
Mhm.
But I hope a lot of people turn out for these. This is going to be a life-changing tour.
Mhm.
Remember, we cannot promise that we're ever going to do this again, that it'll ever be possible to do again, to bring these individuals together the way we've got it put together. So we've released 3 tour dates.
Mhm.
Cotton has hinted that the 4th might be in the Windy City, so let's
Mhm.
keep that one in mind. It's the day after his birthday, Brad? Which is the day after your birthday? Yeah, Jerome, I hope you come out, man. I actually just sent you a message the other day. I'm looking forward to hearing back from you.
Sure.
Curious how you're going. So we've got Vegas. We got If you want to tell us what event you're going to come to, John Lilly gave us a hashtag RSVP Vegas.
Mhm.
If you know you're coming out to Vegas, if you know you're coming out to Dallas, if you know you're coming out to LA on the 12th, let us know. We're really big into this tour, guys and gals. This is a big deal for us. We're rolling out the red carpet. These are going to be exciting events. It's a chance to network and also to dine on soapboxing. Now, I think everybody here knows what networking is.
Yeah.
That's a great opportunity. But soapboxing, that's where Cotton, might wind up giving an impromptu speech. Stephen Floyd was soapboxing his heart out. People gathered around him, soaking in the wisdom. Might be 2 at a time, might be 5 at a time, might be 20 at a time, might be, with Cotton, it might be 200 at a time. Who knows? But
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, Stephen.
I just wanted to inject here, guys. If you've never been to one of these before, just so you know, there's stuff that we're going to feel comfortable telling you in person that we're not going to feel comfortable telling you in a webinar. There's just not with 10,000 people on it. So, at these events, when you come and you talk to some of us, I think pretty much every event I've been to like this, with these guys, you hear stuff. You hear stuff that you're just not going to hear in the webinars. It's just these small group stuff, man. So if you can make it, it'll be worth it.
Well, also just just really the private experience and that one-on-one, that energy.
Mhm.
Cotton's vision for this. I'm telling you, I'd love to have it again. Let's give a shout, just a sincere thank you, Cotton Grammar, because I just sent out an email dispatch just a couple of minutes before I hopped on this event, just saying, we got an earnings report in. I'm gonna pull it up. I actually sent out in the email, but we got an earnings report in the other day, and there was something about it, man. I mean, of course, just so y'all know, these earnings reports are so personal for us. They're such a big deal for us. We always wind up talking about them and sharing amongst each other. But this one is from Jonas, and I'm gonna read it off to you here, because this, in a way, this helps exemplify what Cotton does. I never try to say, oh, Cotton's like this or like that, because Cotton's just pretty much a big deal. So it's hard to, just say in one sentence or whatever what he is. But anyways, Jonas said, hey, Cotton, been in OMG since January, just hit $50,000 a month. Congratulations, Jonas. I'm hitting some plateaus, both in terms of money for effort and beating out the largest companies. Would love to start dialogue with you when you can. Was watching your latest OMG webinar when you said, quote, when you get to the point of having 20 plus clients, then message me. And finally work up the courage to do so. So hope we can chat sometimes. Thanks, Jonas. And just to me, that encapsulates, Cotton has a spirit of not making things a problem that aren't a problem yet. If something's not a problem yet, don't let it get in your way. Alex Becker had a funny way of saying this. He said that if there's like a gold mine right in front of you, 10 feet away, and you start sitting there thinking, well, what if cougars are going to jump out and pounce on me when I'm on the way to the gold mine? It's not a good way to fill your pockets with gold. So, Cotton really exemplifies that, and he really brings it to life for OMGers, even when he's saying, hey, listen, when somebody's writing in saying, hey, how do I manage 10 clients, 12 clients, 20 clients? And Cotton says, well, do you have that? And they're like, no. And he's like, well, tell you what, don't make that a problem. Get to that 20 clients, then we'll talk. And then, boom, his door is open. And that's so cool. And not only is his door open, he's proactive, he's coming. I know everybody who is in Florida was touched, not just by the overall event, the generosity, Cotton putting that incredible event together in the first place, not just that, but also personally touched, being able to actually look Cotton eye to eye and just saying, hey, answering some of the biggest questions that people had, and just having a personal moment, feeling like it's real. Of course, it is real, but just getting that experience of it can just be so powerful. So, Cotton, I'm really excited, and I've got a meeting I have to hop off to, but also, Stephen, I wanted, since you're on right now, I wanted to thank you for coming up, guys. Stephen was so generous until 2 a.m. Stephen was soapboxing, and just sharing, and Greg Ortiz is out there. Joe Marfolio came all the way out. Liz was there. Kurt Inget showed up. We just had lots and lots of people. Hope I'm not leaving anybody out. It was an incredible event in Orlando, and our kickoff event in Dallas is going to be insane.
Oh, yeah.
Greg Morrison's going to be there. Jimmy Kelly. Fletch is coming out. Give me a break. I mean, it is going to be absolutely incredible, in addition to all those people we told you about. So I hope, even if you're currently thinking, oh, I may not be able to make it, I'm not sure, we hope you change your mind. We hope you come out. We hope you join us, and you can bring friends, you can bring loved ones, so they can experience it, become a part of it. OMG is a city on a hill. It's a place where friends come together in Providence, and now is a party on a hill. Please give me a hashtag party on a hill if you're feeling that. Hashtag party on a hill. I would love to see that. I can't reach the comment box because the comments are flying in too fast right now, but hashtag party on a hill, because it is a party. It's a party. Whenever Cotton Grammer's around, I'm telling you, it's a party.
You mean wherever Mike Long's at?
Yeah, I'd like to say real quick, Mike. If you being there, Cotton put this whole thing together, but you being there, it makes it a whole new level. Mike knows everybody.
Sure.
Like, Mike could walk around the room and there could be 100 people there, and he can walk them up and introduce you to them by first name, and like tell you something about them, and that's just not something that you can learn. That's just who Mike is.
Right.
So definitely, guys, if we're gonna give a hashtag to thanks Cotton, we definitely need a hashtag thanks Mike.
Right.
Definitely need a hashtag thanks Mike.
Mike's the glue that holds this all together. Without
glue.
Him,
That's it, Cotton.
Doesn't exist.
And that's it. Hashtag glue.
I'm a pirate. I'm glue.
We love you, Mike.
You're
That's
an
what we're
Uber
saying.
driver tonight, Mike. You're an Uber driver tonight.
I'm an Uber driver. Who am I? I'm a hammer. Mike is glue. He's an Uber driver. He's a Chinese pirate. See how I get treated around here.
Well,
all right,
we love you, Mike.
Yeah, we do.
I love you guys too. I pray for you all every day. And Cotton, thanks for having this event. Of course,
Sure.
I'm so excited for I know it's going to be a total nuclear meltdown tonight when everybody hears what you got to share, as always.
Sure.
So get on your hazmat suits.
Good. All right. Alrighty, Mike. Thank you,
All right,
man.
thank you, everybody. Nice to be back. All right, guys, I'm out.
Good. All right, guys. We're gonna go back to a couple more questions, and then we're gonna get right into stuff here. So it says, "Hey, Cotton, I have a question. What does an average day look like? Lots of PBN research, client management, etc. It's whatever I schedule my day out for. There could be certain days where I have a lot of client meetings, and generally I go in cycles of what I do my R&D on. I was doing client R&D for about 4 straight months, and then when I got enough information, what I do is I do my research based upon my scalability. I need to find faster and stronger ways to bring clients in if I'm going to scale to $1 million a month. Then once I found how I can get $1 million a month worth of clients in and maintain that, now it is how can I do the SEO and how can I fulfill it alone? And so I've had to go out, and now I've been on about 90 days of SEO R&D to where how can I find a way to do this as quickly as possible without doing or having any help. So that's what I'm currently doing right now. and finding some incredible stuff. It helps when you have incredible friends, that you can bounce stuff off of, like Derek, Steven, Joshua, Greg, Fletch, Joe, people like that. So it really does help a lot. So my light day pretty much is different every day. All I know is every day I'm going to be working a minimum of 12 to 14 hours. So that's all I know. So we'll move to a next question to see if we can't get some more in. It says, how long before the recording comes on the site? Whenever I upload it, whenever that is, if I remember to. We might not remember to do this one. Says Cotton, do you think it's important to send an end date for your client, or can you convince them they're making an ROI to keep it? I don't want to keep them. I don't. I refuse to keep a client, and that's just my opinion, and that's how I do business. I want you to feel comfortable doing business however you want to do business. I always have the intention of keeping every client that they're going to graduate on to become my employee. That's what they are. I want them to be pumping in referrals to me. So to me, it's easier to get referrals from them when I continue to look after their site whenever they need a little maintenance versus trying to nickel and dime them for, an extra couple months. So that's just how I do things. Different people have different ways. There is no right or wrong way. It's whatever you feel most comfortable is whatever you're going to help selling with. So, Stephen, what about you? What's your general principle?
Yeah, I mean, you and I are very different on this. You're like a stud.
That's okay.
Uh, I like to hold on to mine as long as possible.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So, I do have one-offs and things like that I do that are just one-time clients when I can't justify a spend. But, I'm learning from you. So, I'm adapting right now. So my answer is basically I'm trying to turn my business into what you're doing with your business.
There is no right or wrong answer to it, and I do respect yours. I mean, there's nothing wrong with wanting to hold on to a client. It's I've just found that for myself to scale and to stay lean and mean and not have them try to pester me. But then again, I'm like charging absorbent amounts of money a month. It gets a little difficult for people to pay $7,000, $8,000 a month when they're in the top one or two positions. Um, I like want to at
Yeah,
least
I
give
mean,
them a little
I
breather.
can
Hmm.
I can say this. Before I met Cotton, I've been doing client SEO for over 10 years successfully before I met Cotton, and every single thing that Cotton does differently than the way I do it, I have started changing, and every single thing that Cotton does differently than me is better than the way I've been doing it for 10 years. So,
I wouldn't go
I'm
that
not going to
far.
reinvent the wheel. I'm,
Oh,
I'm going to look at who's winning and do what they do. Just like, if I'm going to do some SEO stuff, if I want to look at what Greg's doing, just do what Greg's doing. You'll win like Greg. If you want to kill it with clients, do what Cotton does.
mhm.
Don't think too much about it. Just do it. Do whatever Cotton does if you want clients. Do whatever Greg does if you want to rank.
Appreciate that. But you have some amazing ideas yourself, so there's no right or wrong answer to this. I do want to get to one question that was brought up today, that was brought up in the Facebook group. And you know what? Let me go back to see if we can find it. Hold on, back to the album. And it was about pricing. And let's see if we can find it. And I wanted to address this. Uh, dear OMG, we'll find it. The good news is, here we go. This one right here says, so I got a dentist who filled out my discovery form and watched a video I sent them. They said they could be interested, just now looking about the price. I was thinking on charging them $2,000 a month. My wife thinks I'm crazy and said I should shoot for $1,000 or $750 per month for my first client, just in case I scare them away. What are you guys' thoughts? Have any of you scared away a client from quoting them too high? Would it be too unprofessional if they laughed at the $2,000 and I lowered the price? Your thoughts and feedback greatly appreciated. Thanks in advance. I'm going to answer this question in two different ways. One of it is this: if you're just starting out and you're desperate for money, then it depends on how much money you need. So I can't answer this based on what I would do because I'm not in your financial situation. If the correct way to do it that I'm going to tell you is that There's several cities where they've raised minimum wage up to as high as what, 14, $15 a month? I mean, an hour. Am I right, Stephen?
I have no idea. I think you're right. I
Yeah.
think it's around 10, 12. Someone was asking me that last week. I think it was like 10 or 12, I think.
I think Los Angeles or somewhere I'd like seen they raised it to. Can like someone help me out what the highest that they've seen that they've raised it up to? $15 in LA. James
Okay.
Cluster just said $15 in LA. Guys, I want you to take that. I want you to take that and I want you to times that out by 40. You're looking at $600 a week. That's if you're standing at the Taco Bell drive-through slinging tacos. So let me ask you this. Do you value what you do? Are you equal to a fast food employee? You've spent $7,000 to get into OMG. $7,000. You have a trait. You have something that no one else knows how to do. We teach it better than anyone else in the world. We have the best teachers in the world. Some of them are right on this webinar right now. Are you going to sit and tell me that you value yourself lower than someone that is handing a White Castle's bag to you after you've ordered a suitcase to a bunch of drunk teenagers? If you think you're worth more than that, I want you to give me a hashtag worth. 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 What is your worth? Now, what you need to get your mind wrapped around is this. Everything about pricing, I'm going to say this from the very beginning, is about framing. From the moment of what comes out of your mouth to how, and I better see about 350 worths. 350 worths on here. If you don't agree with me, then don't put it on there. If you think that you're worth less than a fast food employee, let me know. Because in Los Angeles, if you charge less than $2,000 a month, you are under minimum wage full time. Now, answer me this. Can that business owner go out and hire someone? Remember, the minimum wage in Los Angeles is $15. If they want to hire someone, they have to pay them more than you to get and then you're wanting to charge them under that. Does that make any sense to you? Does it? So why would you devalue yourself and your worth that much? Because you're scared, because you don't have the confidence in what you're doing. What you're basically telling me is that you haven't dug into the material enough and that you don't have enough faith in what you're doing. That tells me that you have no idea how much SEO is worth. You're going to go into a dentist of all places. And I'm going to ask someone who has way more dentists than I do. I only have one dentist. Stephen, what is the worth?
Yep.
What is the average worth per client of a dentist? Because I know you've got about 20 dentists.
Yeah, it depends on what their specialty is, and of course it depends on the geography, but in general, the average lifetime value of a dental client is around $3,000, and that's actually in procedural value. So that's like, direct service profit. That's not counting them bringing in referrals or bringing in their family members and things like that. That's just direct, direct services offered. So yeah, tell me when you want me to jump in, because I'd love to jump in on this one.
Sure. Oh no. I'm going to let you go on it as well. So
yeah, I mean, I had a client. I had a plastic surgeon client, and I just want to tell you guys this just real quick. It's a really quick story, but matter of fact, I'm going to make it super quick. I went in pitching a plastic surgeon, and that's another kind of one of my specialties. And I actually got a client because I was the most expensive bid. And the funny thing is, if you've never dealt with a plastic surgeon before, then get ready to meet God. And I don't mean that figuratively, but many plastic surgeons have a God complex, and so when you meet them, they tend to think that they know everything. But this particular one, he actually told me this, and it stuck with me. This is actually one of my early clients. The plastic surgeon in charge of this office actually told me. He said, one of the reasons that I chose you was because you were the most expensive bid. He said these other agencies came in and said they were going to charge me $1,000 a month, and then I was going to get like $10,000 back or $20,000 back. And and he said, you know what, Stephen, that just didn't make sense to me. Does that make sense to you? Is that even logical that I'm going to pay them 1,000 and they're going to give me back 10 or 20? And I just, of course, I let quote God just go on and talk and talk and talk. But that taught me a really good lesson, and I was glad that I had it early. Guys, when if you think about a strip mall, think about you're driving into a strip mall and you see there's two haircutter places, and one of them has a sign that says haircuts $10, and the other one has a sign that says haircut $75. All right, one says $10, one says $75. Guys, if you would choose the $10 haircut, please put a 1 in. If you would choose the $75 haircut, please give me a 2. So $10 haircut, people, give me a 1. $75 haircut, give me a 2. Now, Cotton.
Yes.
What am I looking at here? Am I looking at bunches of 1s or bunches of 2s?
You're looking at a bunch of 2s.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. I'd say at least 75% of them are 2s. Right? And guys, you know why these people are putting in 2s? They're putting in 2s because those people want a quality haircut, because the haircut's important to them. Now, maybe the people that put in 1, maybe they shave their head. Maybe they like just an easy cut. Obviously there's different reasons, but what I'm telling you is you don't want to position yourself as the cheapest guy on the block, ever. Don't ever do that. And as Cotton has taught me, and probably one of the very best things that I've learned from Cotton, and I'll tell you guys, I've lost clients. Well, I've fired clients. I'm sorry, I haven't lost them. I've fired clients since I've met Cotton, and it's been the best thing that I've ever done. I have fired clients, mainly low-dollar clients, not just because they were low-dollar, but because the low-dollar clients tended to eat up the vast majority of my time and energy and resources. And so that one little tip that Cotton gave me, it was hard. It was hard firing clients, because when I see $500 go, I don't think it's only $500. I think, well, that was a car payment, right? If I had a car, payment, or that was an electric payment or something. But I'll tell you, every dollar that I've lost by firing a client, I've quadrupled since then. Probably more than that, actually, if I was to look at my numbers just on client. So I definitely understand that getting, if you're just starting off, and you're struggling a little bit, and you're thinking, well, I'm not really sure what I'm worth, and I'm willing to just kind of take whatever I can. And like Cotton said, I wouldn't tell you what to do. I wouldn't presume to tell you what to do based on your situation. But I would tell you that as soon as humanly possible, try to get working toward those higher dollar, higher end clients, because they're easier. And it's much better to have 10, $5K a month clients, right, than to have 100 $500 a month clients. Completely different thing.
Yeah, and then
So
and then what you are is you're in scale hell. You can't.
Oh yeah, because what it takes. I mentioned I do one-offs earlier, and a one-off, if you guys aren't familiar with that, just means that instead of offering a monthly service for them for SEO, they pay me one time, right? Like I just do certain things one time, but I can do those really cheaply. I can charge $3 to $5 grand for something that actually costs me out of my pocket, a couple $100. But when you're trying to scale $500 a month clients, it's like everything that you do, the percentage, your overhead never changes. Your percentages get worse and worse and worse. Like if I have to split, X number of services among, 10 clients again that are paying me a bunch, it's just much easier. Much easier. And I'll tell you this too, the people who, if you do what Cotton teaches and you frame your clients properly, and everyone in here, I know this is some of you, it's your first simulation webinar, but you will be in the training, you'll be learning about, Cotton's velvet ropes. When you learn how to properly set expectations for your clients, my clients don't call me 10 times a day, guys. They used to. They really did. I had clients that would email me 3 or 4 times a day, or they would call me, 3 or 4 times a week, and that's because I trained them that way. It was my fault, and now I'm doing better. Now since I've met Cotton, I'm doing it better. I'm training my clients to interact with me, according to my rules. And the reality is they need you more than you need them. I know it may not seem that way when you're beginning, out, but you have access to the top 1% of training in this field. I mean, if this were, a regular school right now, this would be Harvard that you'd be at, right? Or I don't want to piss off anybody that's from Yale or, MIT or, whatever, but, this is the elite of the elite of the elite of the elite. They shouldn't be getting your information for the price they can get a Fiverr or someone on Upwork or Freelancer, right? You guys can command a much, much, much stronger dollar value than that. So, sorry.
Sure. No. That's exactly what it is, and it all comes down to, and I'm not going to stay much longer on this. It all comes down to framing, and I've said it on other webinars. Clients are like puppies. You have to train them, and if you don't train them from the very moment that they speak, the moment that puppy gets in your house, he's going to pee everywhere. And that's what these clients do. So when you guide them along and when you send them to the discovery form, and what I don't like about even what was posted was he said he might be interested. You filled out my discovery form and you might be interested, then chances are we don't need to work together. So I don't ever get attached to sales. I only work with people that are excited about working with me, that know what I can do for them, that I framed from the very beginning. I had 4 clients, potential clients that I talked to today, and one of them just said, "Well, I don't want to fill out a discovery form." And I said, "Then it's part of my business process. If it's something that you're not willing to do, then I suggest that you contact another agency." He goes, "What?" I said, "Yeah, this is exactly how we do business. And if you can't adhere with how we do business, then chances are we're not a good fit to work together." And he said, "No, I'll fill it out." And I said, "You know what? I think that you've already shown me that we're just not a good fit to work together." And I turned it down. So the bottom line is, yes, I'm in a position to do that. But guys, you left internet marketing and you left the corporate world and you're trying to get out of it to live life your way, not anyone else's way. And my way is not the right way. If my way is not right for you, then find a way that is. But what I'm saying is live life by your rules. But for God's sakes, don't charge less than a minimum wage worker gets that works full time. Don't do that.
Absolutely. And Michael, yeah, and Michael, who asked that original question in the group,
Yeah.
Michael, I don't know where you are in the world, but most places that I've been to, at least if you're in the U.S., there's 15 dentists, like in every 5 square miles or whatever. So,
Sure.
if this guy doesn't want to be number one, right? If he wants his competition to be number one, then great, move on. There's plenty of fish. Like Cotton said, I have a ton of dentists. I have dentists all over the place. That's a great thing about dentists is their geography is usually really small. So, go out, make yourself a list, find a bunch of dentists on page 2, find a bunch of dentists that are buying pay-per-click ads, right? Make a hit list, go set up your appointments and go nail them. Like we talked about on another one, Cotton, like go make an appointment with these guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go make an appointment with the dentist.
Sure.
Go get a dental exam or something. Most of them will do a free one, right? Now you're past the gatekeeper. Go in there and get it. If you can't get a dental client, I don't know what to tell you. If you pitch 10 dentists and you don't land one of them, I don't know what to tell you. I'd probably go back and watch like every video in OMG over again.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I want to address to that question is there was a lot of questions about people saying to like offer menu pricing. Guys, do me a favor. I want you to put a 1 down below. If you have split tested 100 clients, 50 with menu options for pricing and 50 with single, put a 1 in the chat box. And if I get 1, I'm going to boot you out of here. If I get 1 person, put a 1 there, I will boot you out. Because I know
on this webinar.
Because I know that you haven't. So why the hell are you answering by theory in the Facebook group? You're what I call a Facebook expert. I've split tested it. Options are a waste of time. It shows that you don't have any gumption about your pricing. If you can't go in and give a price, be a man, stick to it, either talk to him and tell it on the phone, here's how much I cost, here's how much it is, and don't walk away from it. Don't be in business. I've never dropped a price in my life. And if you think that you are able to sell more than me, I will listen to you. So please don't be a theory expert. We have enough of those in other Facebook groups. Unless you've split tested, when I tell you that I wouldn't do that, I wouldn't do that. So it blows my mind when an expert like Fletch, Stephen Floyd, Derek, or someone else posts an answer and their OMGers posting different answers underneath it. When you have more knowledge, experience than these experts, then contradict them. If not, I'm just going to say this as I can. Just remain silent. So I have tried menu pricing. And let me ask you a question. What are you going to do? Now, I know more about SEO than anyone that's in the audience right now. So here's price A, here's price B, and here's price C. I honestly want someone to type in the box right now, and I want you to tell me what your difference in price is. One, A, I'm going to scam you. Price B is what I should charge you. And price C, I'm a coward. What's the difference in the three prices? See, I like to be honest with my clients and look them right in the eye and know here's how much I'm going to charge, here's how much it's going to cost me, here's how much I need to do business, here's what's up, and that's it. So tell me what you're offering. I literally want someone to enlighten me on this option pricing. What is price A? What is price B? And what is price C? And what are you doing SEO wise differently besides scamming them for prices? Honestly, more keywords? I'll do the same keywords, same one price. So tell me, I'll wait for some answers. Looks like no one wants to do option pricing anymore. Imagine that. See, I don't like to scam people. And you want to know who I learned a lot of about integrity? Someone that's on the webinar right now. Fletch, do you like scamming people?
Well, no, not so much.
Right.
It usually turns out bad in the end.
Fletch, let me ask you a question. If you told someone, here, look, I'm going to take you all the way to page one, and I'm going to charge you $5,000, or I can do it for $3,000, or I can do it for $1,000. Does that make any sense to you?
No, I mean, I certainly haven't split test near as much as you have, and I have tried different pricing things, with just the differences in what I do with pay per lead and, the SEO clients that we do take on.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, the way I look at what we do, we are the professional expert, and we are the people that need to tell these folks what they need to do to succeed in our world. And the closer you can be to saying this is the way it is, and this is what you need to do to win, and if you aren't here to win, then I'm not your service provider. I think the better off you're going to be, and the simpler your life is going to be, and the easier to scale things are going to be.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Amen to that. You know what? Getting people that you can win with, that's another thing. And if they're backing, if you know what it's going to take to get them there, and they're not ready to take that ride with you, then they're not the right client.
Right.
I agree completely.
So do I. So do I. And there's nothing wrong, but I just encourage every one of you to just remember, minimum wage in a lot of cities is $15 an hour right now. That's $600 a week, 40 hours a week. Just remember that. They can't hire someone to mop the floors in their establishment, to cut the cheese at a butcher shop, to take out the trash for less than that. So if you can't value yourself over that, and if you can't frame your clients that you're worth more than that, then that's a problem of your courage inside yourself and what your self-worth is. So just remember that. That's all I want to say. So you're going to find how I've been able to scale is that I have started to raise my prices higher and higher and higher, because the only way that I can make more is to start charging more. And I'm going after higher end clients, people that are used to spending it. And guys, SEO is advertising. It's a tax write-off. They're either going to have to give it to the government or they can give it to you. What's
Absolutely.
up? I mean, are you not telling them that? How many people have ever told them that this is a tax write-off? Give me a one. Few. There's not very many. Look at that, guys. There's not very many at all. Did you guys know that? Give me a two if you didn't even know that. Guys, it's an advertising cost. Yeah.
And what's the average spend, Cotton, for a real company on marketing and advertising as a percentage of
Oh.
their
Oh my.
ROI? What is it?
Oh my
I know what
God.
Fletch, you know what it is on average for a successful company? It's around 20%.
I do not.
It's around 20% of gross revenues.
Yeah.
So, right, you think about that. What do you guys think that a little small town dentist makes each year? And then
Wow.
look at what you're going to charge them. If you $24K a month, that means that dentist was only making about $100K a year. You think that dentist office is making $100K a year? And it's a really small office if he is.
Right.
He's not having a fun time paying back those dental school loans.
Right. Guys, let me ask you a question. Do you think that the dentist would rather give you the money to get them ranked number one or give it to the government? Just type in either or. Me or type in government. Right. Of course. Wouldn't you? I mean, think about it, guys. If you had to pay taxes out, wouldn't you rather take a chance of something that's going to better you than to just give it away? I mean, so just look at it that way. So that's another thing. So just keep that in mind. So we've went on this a whole lot more, but listen, guys, just have some respect for when Fletch, Steven, Derek, or any of these guys talk. Before you contradict them, please know your information and know it very well. Because I can tell you this, Fletch knows his business. I've spent
Oh yeah.
so much time with this guy. He's brilliant. If Fletch reached out to me and said, hey, Cotton, I don't think you're doing this right, I stop in my tracks and I listen. Fletch is one of my mentors. I listen to him. So if you want to know how to get successful, rule number one, if you're a newbie, listen to everything Fletch tells you.
I'm
Seriously.
going to put a hashtag on that one.
Yeah, guys, if you believe me, give me a hashtag Fletch, because I'm going to say this for you new people out there, that if you want the ingredients that got me where I'm at, I can tell you there were 3 ingredients. It was called Fletch, Greg, watch every OMG video. That's it. Those were my ingredients. It makes a pretty damn good pie, doesn't it, Fletch?
Well, I am I'm blushing here. It may just be hot in Phoenix, but I think I'm blushing as well. No, thank you. I appreciate it. Honestly, yeah, it seems like I'm pretty damn good at getting people to 5 or even 6 figures a month.
You are.
Just based on results I've been able to generate. I can't argue with you, Cotton. So I'm glad you brought that up. And honestly, what you've really contributed and helped pave the way for is just continuing to harp on that simplicity and just say, no, this is what we do, this is what we can scale, this is what I do, this is what I'm the best at, and that's all I'm going to do relentlessly, is so huge. I have the ability to talk about a lot of things, and if somebody asks me about pretty much anything related to online marketing that we've covered in any of the videos, I can answer the questions. What very few people ask me about, surprisingly, is what should I do? What should I pay attention to? And I know the brain works in a way that it really needs to understand kind of what's going on before it can make decisions on priorities and direction and all that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, the simpler you can keep things, the better off you're going to be. Greg really has not changed his tactics for ranking sites all that much in the time I've been involved in SEO. We've changed some of the tools that we used to achieve those results, but what his concept of SEO is, it's really only shifted very minimally, and that's 3 years ago. And Cotton has taken even more away from that, just really stripped it down, and so it is just a lean, mean race car. And if you want to sit around and pontificate and wax poetic about all things SEO, more power to you. But there's going to be people who want to make money, who want to help their clients, who are going to blow by you by learning about 5 moves and being the best at those moves. You know, and that's what I would just try to stress for everybody. You can learn it, and sometimes it does help to understand how all the pieces kind of fit together. But when you go to apply it, try to be just as simple as you can. You know, we've gone through the last, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 months working on it, really just cutting things away from the business, not adding anything. You know, I brought people on. In order to bring people on, in order to scale, you have to get rid of stuff. And, you know, we're at a place now where that's a much, much easier job than it would have been, you know, when I was kind of doing things myself, because I knew how to do most things myself. I didn't have to have a system and then didn't have to optimize that system. So, you know, I would just stress, you know, what Cotton's been talking about, what Steven's been talking about, in keeping things simple, keeping your value high, not getting attached to sales. And I know it's hard when you're stressed. God knows I have been there. I took jobs that were very, very low paying, but I treated them as practice, okay? The way I kind of disconnected from the stuff that I really didn't want to do and I knew I was worth more than, as I said, this is practice. This is a way for me to practice this and actually kind of make some money while I'm doing it. But this is not this is not me. This is not my business. This is not my agency. So if you're going to do that stuff, if you're going to build a website with, you know, one of these automated tools, or just kind of go crazy with some kind of weird link strategy, say it's practice. Your core ability to rank and to make money needs to be simple. So I guess that's my little rant for the night.
No, it's good. I love it. Nothing wrong with a Fletch rant. It's all good.
I get wound up every once. I got up at like 3:15 this morning to start shooting videos. So.
Oh, did you just
Yeah,
do that one that I watched today?
This morning.
Really?
Yeah, I cranked that sucker out this morning. Yeah.
Guys, listen, you got to Fletch. All you guys have to twist his arm. Fletch just made a video for those of you that just came in through Becker. He made a pretty amazing video for you guys that I think you're going to be blown away to see. I actually seen it today. It was one of the most kick-ass intros I've ever seen someone do. And it was so real, man, and such great music and everything. I was like, wow, that's amazing stuff. So, Fletch, if you ever feel the need, you know, people would love to be able to see that, man, just to see how talented you are.
Yeah.
One of the things I've learned from
I'm
you,
all,
Fletch, is just how, man, you know how to connect with people and just how to tell a story better than anyone. And that's like one of the things that I'm like trying to be more like you about. So just that video connects with just everyone and just gives a little piece inside your life, man. And it was just cool as hell to see. So thanks for letting me look at it before a lot of other people.
hell yeah, man. I wanted to, you know, get your feedback. Sometimes when you're doing these things, you know, what I talked about in the video, you need to kind of isolate yourself from people who don't really give you great advice, you know, who aren't necessarily the folks you need to ask, you know, for feedback. And I've come to really lean on Cotton as another set of eyes or sounding board on kind of moves that I'm making, just because he really, really knows how to do this at an incredible level. And, you know, he definitely harps on the fact that, you know, you got to be resourceful. I took that, you know, and created a piece in the video about it. But at the same time, when you do have your stuff put together, there's nobody better to take a look at stuff and get some feedback on. So, yeah, I'm more than happy to share that stuff. I love creating those types of things. That you know, what I created this morning really followed again kind of this formula that I've got put together that I'm going to be putting a module on, really story conversion, which, you know, to my knowledge, this stuff on conversion on the internet, and it's on conversion optimization. It's very different than really truly connecting with people at a core level. So, you know, when we get that down, you've got the ability to really. I don't, you know, I'm not pompous enough to think I've done this, but I have seen the effects of it. something that you don't have to promote yourself anymore about because people talk about you. Stories enable you to do that. And when you create a story that tells or that it embodies your sales points, your clients, your friends, your parents, your kids are going to be able to take those elements of story and retell it. And those are the pieces I really want to be able to maximize and help OMGers with, because we all operate this way. But understanding that functionally this is how we all communicate, and this is how we all trust each other, and this is how we all figure out who's on our team and who's the enemy, and then being able to use that in business or in, you know, just situations where you need to influence somebody, whether it's your kids or your wife or your parents or a business associate or somebody across the table from you in a sales meeting, are huge. And it's a natural way that you can just communicate. You don't have to be salesy at all. So I'm all too happy to, you know, share that video and the rest of the ones that I've put together. And, you know, just know that, you know, OMG is not a static place. We continue to grow and to, you know, include everything that is helpful. And I think this is one of those kind of core fundamental elements that will open a lot of doors up for folks in OMG, whether it's in their ability to sell face-to-face or just in marketing in general, and creating a story around your website or your brand, or, you know, telling a single story element within a video like that.
Yeah, definitely, Fletch. You're already getting a bunch of people saying, post it, post it, post it. So
Yeah, I don't mind, man. I'll post it in the thread for the webinar here. Anybody that's on
Good.
can go check it out. It's on
Good.
Vimeo.
Definitely. Guys, I want you to thank Fletch. You know, he doesn't have to pop on here to spread his wisdom over here, but he does. Just give a hashtag thanks Fletch. And I want to see a lot of these. We want to show Fletch that we really, really appreciate him and everything he does. I know that I would not be where I'm at without Fletch. And thank God that now we're very good friends. I almost consider him a brother. And man, I can't wait to see you in Dallas, Fletch. It's going to be fun, man.
Hey, Cotton.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna have to jump off now to put the kids to bed. But
Sure.
listen, I wanted to
Just
thank you
don't
for
end the
having me on.
Just don't end the webinar.
Yeah. Yeah, I won't end the webinar.
Guys,
Hey,
I want you to thank
but listen,
Steven too. While you're thanking Fletch, turn right back around and thank Steven, because he's got to go
hey
put
guys,
the
I
kiddos to
appreciate
bed.
it. Listen, guys, to mirror what Cotton said earlier, I know that a lot of people, this is your first assimilation webinar, and let me tell you, one of the things that I've learned, and this isn't just SEO, this is just life and just business, when you get around people and you make your decision whether or not this is someone to listen to, then just do it, all right? You have to have, I can tell you one of the best things about my life is that I have people in different areas. You know, Cotton is one of them. When I ask Cotton a question, Cotton answers it, and I just go execute. I don't think about it. I don't ask someone on Facebook. I don't go look it up in Wikipedia. I don't meditate on it for 8 hours. I just freaking do it. Find people that are winning at what you want to be winning at and do what they do, and have the trust, as long as it's put in the right place. And your coaches in OMG, the people who they allow to speak to you, are people who have passed muster. They're people that have had due diligence passed on them. So these are people that you can trust. So if Cotton says something, don't worry about it. Just do it. Fledge says do something, just do it. You know, I'm not saying don't do your own testing, but I'm just saying you got to get to that point where you feel confident enough in you to be able to trust someone else. All right? You know, like I said, when Cotton says just do this or that, I just go do it. So be like those people, because I'll tell you, the simpler you make this, like Fletch was saying, the quicker you're going to get to that success that you want to get to. The people that have to sit around and think and ponder and wonder and think and hypothesize and theorize, they're the ones that if they ever get there, it's going to take them forever and a day. So don't be those guys. If one of these people says to do something, just freaking do it. All right, just do it, and then we're going to see your earnings report next. Right? There should be a whole bunch of people just gone on this. You know, and so over the next few weeks and months, we should just be blown up with people talking about their first 10K month, their first 20K month. And listen, guys, you're in a place where that's real. It might not even seem real to you right now. You might be thinking, I can't even imagine $10,000 a month. There's people in here that if they woke up and they were making $10,000 a month, they would freaking, I don't know, go kill themselves or something. I mean, it'd be a bad day for them. Trust me. And they're in this group and they want to help. All right? So anyway, thanks again, guys, for having me on. And I hope to see all you guys in Big D.
Sure. Thanks, Stephen. I always appreciate it when you have time
Thanks,
to come
buddy.
on. Guys, believe
Thanks.
this or not, give me a number 1 if you think the webinar's over. Give me a 1. Give me a 1. Oh, wow. Look at that, Derek. There's no ones. Not even 1. Guys, it's not. Believe it or not. Sadly, we're just getting started. So what we're going to do is, guys, last week you wanted me to go over a client getting tactic to what I would do if I had to start all over again. Give me a number 8 if you want me to go over this. You want me to go over this in greater detail, show you some insights about how you can blow it up and rake in more clients than you could ever get in at once. Good. Glad to see all the 8s. We're going to go over this very, very quickly. Then guess what? That's not going to be it either, because what we're going to have on the back end of this is going to blow your mind again. So just hang tight, because literally I think this is kind of scary to say, but we might be just halfway through. So here's the lessons now. So we're going to get into this. Guys, if you watch the video that I made for Becker, it was in meetup.com. And meetup.com is anywhere where you can go and you can sign up, and you can go and you can look for meetings in your area. How many of you are familiar with this before I made the video? Give me a 2. Give me a 2 if before you watch my video you were familiar with this. Great. How many have used this? Give me a 5 if you have used this to get clients. Oh, several of you. Good. Well, I'm going to show you some different things right now that you didn't know about it. We're going to go into a little bigger depth. Guys, if you're just starting out right now, the number 1 thing that you need to do is stay busy. Stay busy. Listen, you can learn SEO later. What I'm saying is the videos in OMG are not going to go away. Make sure that you don't miss one of Fletch's webinars or Greg's webinars if you're just starting out. They're vitally important to your foundation that you're going to build in the SEO and the business person that you're going to become in this. My stuff can come a little bit later. I do a lot of advanced stuff. Literally, assimilation webinars were created for OMGers that had been around for a year to 2 years, and to teach them high-level, high-end stuff. So my webinars might be for you later, or you might be able to get something out of them now. I try to kind of sprinkle things through so they kind of last, or anyone can get something out of it. But with this, if you're just starting out, I just pulled up a random city, which is Philadelphia. What I would do is I would start mapping out my day over the next week and what I was going to do. Now, if you notice, I just pulled it up 25 miles around the Pennsylvania area, and let's look at this. I see that 11:45, there's a Rainmakers business networking lunch. There's one person going. That doesn't look promising, but I'm going to click on it anyway. Now, what I showed you on the video is that they have had, as you can see, there's 208 people in this group. They've met 73 times. And it tells about different things that they're going to do. Now, do you guys think this is a good group right now to even participate in? Give me a number 2. Would you participate in this group? There's some people that said yes. Let me ask you this. Why would I want to participate in this group? And why is this group highly valuable to me? I want to see if anyone can give me the answer. I'll wait for it. Well, someone's obviously watched my videos. Because of this, guys. This right here. You see that? Look at this. Now, did you guys know that there was a mailing list in certain groups? Mean that I can email with one link. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to join this group. Now, look what happens when I do this. Just go next. Let's see if they're going to let me go through. I'm just going to go ahead and randomly fill this out just so we can get through it. And I want to show you what happens. Some of they do this, some of them don't. So now look what happens. So the Rainmakers business meeting, we can come back over here. Now look what happens. Mailing list. Now look what happens. We can absolutely get a link to where now we can email all of these 208 people. Tell me that's not valuable. Do you guys, are you getting this? How valuable that this can be? I mean, it's absolutely crazy. So there's 208 people. Now, what I would tell you is I'd be very careful about make sure that you have when you get into big groups, test out smaller groups or dead groups first so you can hone down what you're doing. And guys, don't act like you're at a buffet and you just start doing it everywhere because you're going to run it for everyone. Just kind of fine tune and sniper out different groups, test and see what goes on and fine tune it. If you go ahead and just bomb everything, then you can't fine tune what you're doing. You haven't split tested anything to know if anything works via your emails. But what I would do is I wouldn't show up there, but I would keep this, I would join this group and keep it on my list because I know that once I've got my emailing down or I use BombBomb to put a video email in there, then I can then reach all of these people that need my services. But what you're going to have to do, guys, even the most important jobs in the world, the presidency, actors, actresses, athletes, anyone that has high paying jobs, generally all of them has to interact with the public and you're no different. Now, if you think that you're going to make $400,000 a month and hide behind your computer and never meet people, I think that's going to be a little bit difficult. Is it impossible? No, but it's going to be rather difficult. Getting clients is going to be how you're going to scale up to that. You're going to have a tremendous amount of affiliate sites or other things to make that amount of money a month coming in for people to just be anxious to give that money to you. And, affiliates can dry up and go away. Your website can come down in a day. And guess what happens? All your income stops. Guys, what happens if Google comes out with an algorithm tomorrow and all of my client sites drop one page? Do they need me or do they not need me? Is that going to affect my business any? Yes. It's going to affect it that they need me more. So the next thing that I'm going to look at is if I was brand new and I lived in Philadelphia, this isn't one I would waste my time with, but you want to know what? Look at this. 5 o'clock tomorrow, there's going to be a big May business mixer. Look at this, guys. Another mailing list that I can attack. Wow. I want you to look at all of the people in this group. 1,262 people that you can market immediately by joining this group, and then you're going to have a link to their mailing list. Guys, this is pretty incredible, powerful stuff. But I want you to think, guys, what's going to happen? There is literally a lot of people that are going to be coming to this. Do you think that it's worth $10 to go in here with some business cards and tell people what Stephen and I just told you that we tell people, that you're in digital real estate and you don't think that you can get an ally that can give you a referral? You don't think you can get any business off of that? Give me a number 5 if you don't think you could get any business out of here, even a lead out of here. Give me a 5. So the question is, why aren't you guys doing it? Look, here's another one. You know what? If this one sucked, but I don't think it is, there's 141, then here's 15 going here. And guys, I particularly like smaller groups because smaller groups are more intimate. You can get better friendships, talk to more people. And 15 to 25 is generally about the perfect size of like people that are going. But stock market, guys, look, there's no one here that's probably going to be selling SEO. But if you notice, they don't have a mailing list here. That's okay. But guys, you want to think outside the box. Friday, Philadelphia Mastermind Group. Let's see if they've got a list that we can access. They do. There's another mailing list with 533 different individuals right here and that we can market. They've had 304 past meetups. Now, tell me this. Do you not think that if you set your whole week around this, do you not think that you could get some business? Guys, I want you to go over to the Facebook group and I want you to give me a hashtag business. If you think with just what I've showed you right now, you could go out and if you followed this schedule for 1 week and went to as many of these as you could without even the email list, that you could get a client. I want you to give me a hashtag business. I really want to see. I would like to see who is. This is not a lot of people that think they could do that. For those of you that haven't put hashtag business on there, I would like for you to tell me why you couldn't. Guys, only Derek, Joshua, and Fletch right now can actually see. If you really don't think that you could get business off of what I've just shown you, I'd really like to know why, so I can hear it. Maybe it's something I've never thought of. Maybe you don't like people. Guys, this is going to be the craziest thing to admit to you. Guys, do you know that I'm really not good with people? And you're going to laugh. Give me a number 2 if you think that's funny. I'm being serious. I'm not. See, but all of you are saying that. I don't like being in crowds. I really don't like being around a lot of people. I like being around a small group of people. But you want to know what? I could, and I do. So my thing is guys, you can go out and you can get business like this. But that's not, I'm going to give you one little thing that I really didn't show you that could literally is going to be my hashtag mind blown for the night. And it's this. Guys, what I want you to do is this. If you live in a particular city, why wouldn't you start your own networking group for doctors, for lawyers, for dentists, for plastic surgeons? Guys, believe it or not, it's only $15 a month to get a meetup.com link. Or, guys, you could even do an SEO marketing group. Now, someone said, I'm shy. Well, get over it. How would you like to be the administrator of a group that has 50 doctors showing up every week? Give me a number 5. There's not as many 5s as I thought they'd be. Guys, I want you to think about this. I want to show you what can be done. Meetup.com is a very high domain authoritative site. Look at this. Guys, what I want you to do is, what if you were to rank a meetup.com link for internet marketing meetup? And if you were the host and you got all of these people to see this and show up to your meeting every other month, once a month, you add 150 people that you're greeting at the door, 150 people that you know, 150 people that are going to tell people about your business. Guys, if this doesn't blow your mind, I don't know what does. But not only that, the domain authority on this site, if I'm not mistaken, is in the 80s. You're going to be able to rank this thing like you would a Facebook page, a Yelp, or anything else. Tell me that this isn't valuable. I want, if you're feeling it, I want you to give me a hashtag mind blown. That like you can actually go into a city and create your own group and get that baby ranked. Now, guys, in many cases, this link could be more valuable than your SEO ranking. And I'm talking about you can rank it for internet marketing meetup. I want you to imagine if you lived in Chicago and you had Chicago internet marketing and you had a meetup right there. And if someone goes Chicago internet marketing, they typed it in and they seen a meetup and they go, oh, what's this? They click on your link, they see who you are, they show up to your meeting, and you're the administrator and the host of this meeting, and how many people that you're going to be able to meet, how many clients you're going to be able to get from that. So if I had to start all over again, I might not have ranked cottongrammar.com. What I would have done is I would have ranked one of these meetups, and I would have sat back and shown up once a month, and I would have treated everyone and not tried to sell them anything, and just had everyone connect together. And about the second or third meeting, oh guys, I've never talked about what I do. Kaboom. And guys, I've been doing this for a while. So what I'm trying to tell you is a lot of times I only give half the information to the public. I really don't give the full information unless it's side of OMG because you guys are my family. But what I'm trying to tell you is this is literally the most powerful thing that you can get ranked right now outside of your city SEO is to go to where you live and pick out the exact URL. We can go here and go right up here and then put start a meetup group. And we can go up here and it says meetups in your hometown, Orlando, Florida, hit next. And what we want to do is look, we can put any sort of tag in here that we want that's going to help them search for it in meetup.com. So remember, not only are you going to have the search mechanism or the search engine inside of Meetup, but you're also going to have Google helping you. You're going to have Bing, you're going to have Yahoo, all these other people helping you. You put as many of these terms in there that matches what your group is for and make sure that you create the URL with your keyword in it. So, if it's that, see if you can get Chicago or Internet Marketing Chicago Mastermind, Super Group, whatever, get that baby ranked wherever you're at. Maybe it's a suburb. A lot of people will search suburb wise. It might be easier for you to rank. But when you've got the power of this meetup.com right here, and it is a 93 DA, guys, tell me that you can't rank a 93 DA. If you think that you can do something with a 93 DA, hit a couple PBNs at it, give me a number 6. Give me a 6. Exactly. So, guys, go out right now and take some action on this. What I want you to do is I want you to set up your own meetup group in your own area right now. I want you to be the administrator. Pick out a niche that you're in. Guys, maybe it's that you want to just do plumbers or whatever, service industry, or whatever. You can micro niche these groups down. Now, the groups to set it up to have the URL is $15 a month. But guys, it's the best $15 a month you can ever spend if you're going to be the host and if you market this outright. Better yet, what if you took out a couple Craigslist ads about marketing meetings? What if you put a classified ad in the paper, letting them know about internet marketing, putting them back to the meetup so they can sign up to figure out where you go? Guys, you can even send Facebook ads to this thing. I mean, it's cheap, cheap, cheap. You can even build a Facebook group to go with your meetup.com. Guys, there's so many things that you can do with this, but what you're going to have to do, unfortunately, is get out of the house. Get out of the house and start meeting people. Because I can tell you this, when I've went out of the house is when I get my biggest deals ever. And just lay back and play it cool. Don't like be the slimy salesperson. Be interested in other people. And after they're interested in you, wait for them to ask you what you do and then tell them. You'd be surprised how much business that you're going to get. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is it's literally impossible for you not to get business this way. And I just want all of you guys to take action on this. Not only that, do I want you to go to these meetings, but you know what you can also do, guys? I want you to set up your meeting before you go to the other meetings. What if, oh my goodness, you had some business cards that listed your meetup.com URL for your meeting at your other meeting. So instead of you pushing SEO on them, you could be pushing them to come to your group where you could later sell them. So just imagine what would happen if you printed up 1,000 business cards. And if we went to that one group that had that, how many people was it? God, man, there was a lot of people in that group. How many? 141 people coming. Guys, if I had 500 business cards with me and I gave my business card out and said, hey, this is a great group. I just came here because I wanted to meet, other business owners and just kind of mix and mingle. But I also have another pretty cool group I'd like to invite you to. It's great. We're a networking group. We like trade referrals back and forth. And here, check it out. Would love to have you sometime. Tell me that is far less aggressive than trying to sell SEO. Are you picking up what I'm throwing down? Give me a 5. Exactly. So there's a lot of different ways that you can infiltrate these places. Guys, as we are, our websites want traffic, our business need traffic, and unfortunately, you're the website. You need to throw yourself in front of the traffic so you can have these people know about your business. And they're going to ask you what you do, and be prepared to tell them. And I'm telling you, be prepared to get business. But guys, when you get out of the house, I love BNI. There's nothing wrong with BNI, but they're established, they're expensive, guys. This is a free way, as if you watched a video that I made for Becker. All you basically need is a car, a computer, and you need some business cards and BombBomb. Now, I've showed you how you can infiltrate them through the email lists. But think about this. What if you didn't? Now, I'm going to tell you, I almost feel like I shouldn't tell you this last secret. Guys, if you want this last secret, give me a hashtag secret. Give me a hashtag secret. If you want me to tell you this last nuclear bomb, I want at least 300 of these secrets on here. There's 400 people in this webinar. If you want this last nuclear bomb, I want to see as many of these as possible. And guess what, guys? We still have Joshua Earp coming up that's going to show you something that's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind. So as soon as we start getting these rolling in, guys, you can see them rolling in. We got Paul in, Tracy, Pip has said secret, Carol's doing it, David, Andre, Josh, we got Paula, we got everyone, we got Tyler, we got Dave Keys, all of them. I think we are getting there. We're like getting there. Guys, let me ask you this. What if I told you with those lists in those areas that you would more than likely get kicked out if you tried to sell SEO? So tell me what you should promote to that list. Let me see someone if they can get the answer. I'll wait for it. Give me your answer. Someone says web design. Oh, Yasin got it. He got it. Guys, what if you did a video invite through your BombBomb to your meetup.com, to your meeting, and route them all over to you? Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. You steal all the other people that's in the other groups over to yours, and you're less likely to get booted from the group. That's the best way to blow that list up, because the other person's going to go, oh, they're not selling anything. They're just inviting people to get more leads and more networking. Guys, don't sell SEO. Don't sell web design. Invite them to your group. And how powerful is that if they can see you inviting them to their group and telling them how beneficial it was, that you can get leads, trade leads, and you invite everyone, and it's a great group that you're in right now. Guys, if this isn't the biggest bomb to you right now, give me a hashtag mind blown. Because if your mind's not blown right now, I don't know what is, but this is how you market them. All we're doing is we're funneling people into our group, and build your group up to as huge as possible. And then when you have that, it's just going to keep coming in, and new people's going to start coming in organically. Other people's going to be inviting people in. Before you know it, you've got a couple hundred people showing up to your meeting. You have a platform to sell your business from. And if you can't ramp up the $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month that way, you never are. So if you're shy, you're going to have to literally get a little brave. You're going to have to figure out how you can get unshy real quick by going to some of these individual meetings. But your whole goal, guys, going to these meetings should be to route people into yours. And the whole thing for the mailing list is to route people into yours and to rank that in your city so you can continue to get organic traffic and live individuals and prospects coming into your site and your meetup so you can sell them. Then, guys, tell me how easy that is if you start telling people, hey, look, I give $1,000 a referral. Every person that signs up with me, that signs up for my minimum company requirement, I give them $1,000. What if you told that to 100 business owners in a room? Do you think you could get some business in 14 days? You know, give me a 5 if you think you could get some business. Someone's asking, have I done this or is this theory? I don't talk theory. I don't talk theory. So I don't even know why you would ask that. That is ridiculous. I should boot you for even asking that. It's silly. So what I'm like saying is, guys, is this is how you can blow your stuff up. Anytime that I need to get some leads, some business, some anything, this is one of the things that I go to and that I do. I have my meetings that are every other month because I don't want to burn it out. So that's what I do. So what you want to do is, guys, is you don't want to have weekly meetings. About every other month is good. That gives you a chance for anticipation, for build up, something to look at. You'll get the most crowd that way from what tests I've done. So guys, this is exactly what you should be doing. And if you can't get clients this way, guys, literally, you're just not ever going to get clients. This is the simplest way for you to get clients that I've ever taught that you could do at the moment. Guys, you can even use one of my other tactics, SEO splitting, with it. Setting up your Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, other things, anything for $19 or $38 for a 2-pack while you're there. You can have flyers out, do whatever you want. I mean, whatever makes you feel comfortable. But what I'm saying is, guys, get out and do this. So set up your meetup.com links, get these things ranked, start ranking these things as you would your own agency site. Here's something, guys, you don't have to, it's going to cost you $15 a month. You are not going to have to worry about hosting. It's a 93 domain authority. You're going to be able to rank it very easy, and you're going to have a ton of live people show up to your event. Guys, it's going to take a little bit. I don't expect you to get frustrated if, your first couple meetings that you don't have but 4 or 5 people show up. But you know what? You got to start somewhere. There's no stadium that just filled up right away of something that just started. They've always had to build into that. So that is my lesson for the night. Hopefully you guys were able to take away something from that you can use. Derek, what do you think about this so far, man?
Yeah, sorry, I was muted. Yeah, that's an amazing technique. I haven't even thought of that at all. So it's
Yeah.
something going to be changing tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, how easy would it be for someone that's just amazing at SEO like you to rank a meetup.com link?
Oh yeah, it's just like maybe 2 links.
Right. I mean, but not only that, but you can take over and get into real competitive stuff like, SEO
Oh
terms
yeah,
or web design terms. I mean, who in the world is really
yeah.
in there trying to really rank, like 93 DA sites in there? So it's good stuff.
Plus, you get a link back to your website too.
Right, right. Fletcher, are you still with us?
Yeah, man, I'm on.
Are you setting up your
I
meetup right now?
well, maybe I might just be multitasking here, trying to be efficient. Yeah, I had a meetup last year that it was one of those things. I harp on people not dabbling, but I do get it. I get spread a little thin sometimes and don't have the time or attention to get everything off the ground all at once. So I've actually got one still set up from over a year ago, and I kind of lost track of the fact that I'd still been paying for it. So I'm gonna rekindle that thing and make use of kind of some of the invitation strategies you just talked about to get that sucker filled up. And yeah, we've got some live events actually planned for the summer here with a partner that I'm involved with. So we're going to incorporate all of that with them as well. So
Dude, just
it's gonna be cool,
imagine,
man.
just imagine if you had that thing ranked for just highly there with your event that like coincided with your
Yeah.
event. And the
Well, yeah.
OMGers show up. Oh my God. I mean, there'd be 100, there'd be
Well,
100, I mean, it's going to be 150 people there.
yeah. I mean, we got 30 OMGers just in the valley here. You know,
Right.
why not just seed it with that and get things rolling? I mean,
Exactly.
make use of the network you already have, and the people that you can connect with and lean on. It's incredible what you're doing. This summer with the assimilation tour. That's going to be something that continues to grow and strengthens the community, as well as just in these communities, it kind of creates like gravity. If you've got a bunch of people around that are kind of, well, I've got a lot of terminology I probably can't say in mixed company, but they're doing pretty well. It has an influence. You can sense that. You can tell that. Wow, it seems like those 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 people over there really, they've got it put together. People are going to ask about that, just like you said. When you really get interested in people and you truly listen and try to figure out what they're doing, what they're about, what they are passionate to create in this world. If you do that genuinely, it can't help if they're a decent person to reciprocate. And that reciprocation creates opportunities to connect and to serve people and make a lot of money. So
Sure.
yeah, these live events, just what you said, every one of my big clients I've met face to face, or has been some kind of referral face to face.
Wow.
I get phone calls from my sites and things like that, and they're all well and good. But there's something about being able to look somebody in the eye and be honest with them and tell them exactly what you're going to do, and then just wait for the check to get signed.
Right.
You got to get over it. I am a people person to a degree, but I also, I've got anxiety problems. I mean, I get in groups sometimes where there's people walking all over the place,
Yeah.
and I literally have to leave and go outside and like sit in the grass.
Yeah.
Things get hectic for all of us. All of us have our own little foibles, but
Sure.
those are the things you got to deal with and make use of. And quite frankly, even talking about that, inevitably I'll talk to somebody who's like, man, I feel the same way.
Sure.
And you start up a conversation. It's, what do you do? Well, I'm a dentist, or I'm a doctor, surgeon, or I own a construction company.
Sure.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, how about that? So, yeah, just being real. I mean, just be a real person and be really good at SEO and be a real person, and you're going to do incredibly well.
Exactly. Yeah. And man, look at that dude up there on the screen, Dave Keys, man. He could make a killing off of that in the Los Angeles area.
Yeah.
Man. Internet marketing for real estate agents, meetup for Orange County. Are you kidding me? I mean, look all the people at real estate agents now. I would go nuts on that sort of stuff. So, no, definitely this is something that can be utilized by everyone, and the best cost, it's literally next to nothing at $15 a month. So, hopefully everyone will take advantage of it and use it, and we'll like get some new income reports. It's funny. I've like already had people sending me their their meetup.com links. They already created it while we were talking about it. So Renita and David already sent me their links over to there. So it's pretty funny. So, great. Guys, literally, I wish I could tell you that the webinar is over, but it's not. How would you guys like to get your mind blown 2 or 3 more times? You know what? Give me a number 1 if you want to get your mind blown a couple more times by Joshua Earp. Oh, wow. There's a lot of them here. That's great. Joshua, are you around?
No, he left, man. He left.
Good. Are you ready to blow these people's minds?
Yes, for sure. I'm definitely gonna try.
Good. I'm just going to turn it over to you, guys. We're like getting a lot of feedback from you, so I'm going to stop talking and just let you take over.
All right, cool. So,
Do you need to
can
screen?
you guys hear me okay? Or? Is it feedbacky at all, or?
It's very feedbacky because you don't have your headphones on.
Oh, I don't even own headphones actually. So accidentally turned that on. Let's see. I am new to this GoToWebinar thing. How do you even share your screen? I think it's just a simple button, right?
Let me just hold on. Let me make you an organizer. You should be the presenter once you accept it.
There we go.
Guys,
Okay,
Joshua is going to show
so-
you something that literally should blow your mind right here. This is for those of you that have waited around that want something a little bit more advanced. What I just shown you guys was for the newbies that were coming in, those of you hundreds of people that just came here from Becker. This is for all you guys that have been around in OMG a while. Joshua's going to take you to school right now, so go ahead and take over, man.
For sure. So what we're going to be going over today is kind of more or less a part two in a way of what we did last time with the Ahrefs and scraping for expired domains. Except what we're going to do this time is we're going to be harvesting URLs that we can, use for sending to our PBNs or to a Tumblr site or to, any type of strategy you want to execute. But the difference is that it's going to be free, and the domain authority is going to be extremely high. And so we're essentially scraping for high domain authority properties to leverage for our free private blog network in a sense. If that makes sense.
Sure does.
First thing I use is a tool called Qzx911, and you can pick this up for $68 for the lifetime license. I highly recommend it. You can do this technique that I'm going to show you guys with, various software like Scrapebox or, there's a lot of them out there. But I prefer Qzx911 just due to its speed. So that's going to be the first thing you're going to want to do. So head over to Qzx911.com and buy this for $68, and it'll be worth it. Trust me. I personally recommend that you get the additional proxies. So you're looking at $66 a month for a lot of proxies. And to do this type of scraping, you're going to need a lot. So you don't want to really go buy your own from like buyproxies.org or any of that stuff. You'll burn through them. You're going to do a lot of scraping. So then after that, we get ourselves a dedicated server. And I come in here to Green Cloud VPS. This is one of my favorite hosting companies. I come over to dedicated servers, and it usually doesn't matter which location. So I'll usually do like France. And I personally use this FR5 right here. So I've got like 5 different servers, but they're usually this FR5. If you're limited on a budget, you can go down to, some of these other ones. I think if you look around, you can get, a budget VPS or something like that. But if you're going to want to scrape for a lot, you're going to want to, have some power behind it. So I typically get this 32 gigabyte RAM one. You can get something even more if you want, but I find that's good for what I need it for. So once you get that, once you order your server and you buy this software, which is extremely easy to do, it's just through PayPal, then you get your server set up and you connect through RDP, which is Microsoft Remote Desktop. There's instructions on this website itself in case you guys haven't gotten a server up or don't have a server, etc. And so once you log into it, first thing we're going to want to pull up, or that's my other server, sorry. First thing we're going to want to do is open up Gscraper because we've downloaded it onto this server. So is there any questions so far? Did I lose anybody? Yes, no?
Guys, give me a number 1 if you're with us, number 2 if you're not sure what we're doing.
Or number 3 if you're asleep. Hopefully there's not too many 3s.
There's a lot of 1s. Everyone that needs to know is hitting 1.
All right, cool. So we launched Gscraper, and I'm just going to walk you through these basic settings here. And although it may look complex, it's a pretty decent tool, and it's not too hard to use, so it just takes some getting used to. But Luckily for what we're going to be using it for, it's going to be extremely easy. And if you want to rewatch this, and it's all going to be step by step. Although it is going to be kind of hard to demonstrate due to the fact that you typically let the software run for quite a while and then come back to it and do what you do. But we're going to do a test scrape here and show you the results. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you'll receive an email from GScraper, and you put in your user key and you sign up. And then when you do that and you have the additional service, it'll say additional service signed up down here. Okay, so from that point, we come to the proxy tab and we hit get proxies from GScraper server. And it's basically showing a message saying it's going to bind it to this machine, and we say yes. And then, boom, there we go. Might give it a little time to load. Hold on, let's see here. If not, I've got another server. Something like chances are something like that would happen right now, right? Like the last time.
Guys, if you're freaking out about the complexity of this, and if you're happy that we're going to do a module on what he's going to show us how to do, give me a hashtag thank goodness, because we're just running through this very quickly to show you. Josh and I are going to do a detailed module here in the next week that is going to show you exactly how to do what we're showing you, and how this is going to be very important, and how it might rethink how you're going out using 2.0s. So please continue, Joshua.
Yeah, this can power up like dash stacks. This can power up PBNs. I mean, this can be used to rank alone if you do it right. So, like I said, sorry I had to switch servers, guys, because that one expired on me. But we're here on the same thing. Okay, we've put in our user key. We go over to proxy. I always use change and retry for more results, and I always get the proxies from their server. So this button right here is the additional proxies that we're paying for, which you would end up paying about this much if you were to buy, proxies from any other service. So with that being said, we'll come back over here. Okay, so we check this. I go to options, and I remove duplicate domain at scraping. Okay, that's this box right here, because I don't feel like doing it afterwards. Maximum results per search, I usually leave that at 500. I leave maximum results per page at 100. You want the web for the result type, because this is scraping Google. The result time, any. And everything else, you leave the same. So you want this to be 10. And you want to bump your threads up to about 1,500. Now this depends on your server. So if you have a server that doesn't have a lot of RAM or memory and can't really handle this type of power, then you're going to want to drop this down and try to find a sweet spot on your server. But for the server I showed you guys that I buy, I find that this is perfect, so I can crank this up to 1,500 and scrape pretty efficiently. So at this point, we'll go ahead and delete this because there's going to be a lot of footprints that we're going to be using here. So we're going to go ahead and clear this. Now we come here to the scrape tab, and this is where we put our footprints for GScraper to go out there and scrape. All right, so I have this on another server. So
Joshua, for those of you,
copy.
not to interrupt you, but there's people asking, is this Windows and Mac only? What is a proxy and what is scraping?
Okay, so a proxy is basically, it allows you to rotate your IP address so that you can be unscathed in a sense, so that your IP address doesn't get banned from doing this. What a server is, or can you do this on a Mac or Windows? I'm on a Mac right now, and if you look right here, this is a Windows server. So it doesn't matter which one you have, whether you have Windows or Mac, but you're going to want a Windows server. And if you want to read the first part of the video, I explain exactly what you need and how to get that. So that should cover that.
Great, but now what is scraping?
Okay, so scraping, if you watch the first webinar, it's basically the same thing. Scraping is more or less going out there and searching for broken links, or links that return a 404 error. And that allows you to go in there and register them and filter them for their metrics, such as PR and PA and that type of thing. So essentially, scraping is going out there looking for broken links, which we're using the software to do, and then we're finding which ones are dead that have metrics that we would like to use for our SEO efforts, and we are registering those domains.
Great.
So,
Guys, let me ask you a question. How many of you use tumblers at all to rank with? Give me a number one. Whoa, a lot of number ones. Guys, let me ask you a question. How would you like for Joshua is getting ready to show you right now how to find very high ranking page authority and PR 3, 4, or 5 tumblers? Would that be of any interest to you? Give me an 8. Look
and
at,
not just Tumblr, but
yeah.
Blogspot, LiveJournal. There's a lot of them out there.
We're going to
So,
go over a lot of different ones that you can find, that all of these expired tumblers out there that people let go with massive domain authority. I'm sorry, with massive page authority. They've already got that on there. Do you think that would help you rank? Now, for what he's doing right here, if think about these, he's showing you how to do this. You can go out there and get these for free. All you got to do is register them, and you can start using them to link back to your money sites today. So that's how
yeah.
powerful this is. So pay attention, guys. This is very important.
And they're free, so they don't, you don't, it's not like you're going to be paying hosting costs every month either for these domains. So that's another benefit. I mean, there's a lot of them too. So hopefully everyone's followed me so far. It's a simple installation on a server. We get the proxies from their server. And if this seems at all complex, you can rewatch this and see my settings, etc. So after we fill this out, the final option that we're going to be using here for right now is come to the scrape tab. And for our footprints, we're going to import them. So I'll go ahead and make a text document. And we'll call this GScraper footprints yo. All right, we'll copy and paste those in there and save that. All right, and then from this point, we go to import, come down to our file, and hit open. So after that, we get to the keywords function here, and there's a couple different ways you can go about this. You can, you could, if you wanted to scrape content, or not content, but if you wanted to scrape sites that were relative to your niche, you could scrape for a bunch of keywords and put them in here. You could, search online for, keywords related to your niche. I use a lot of different tools, which we can go over that for just keywords, but you can even use, like a and the whatever. Or you could scrape more generally, and that's what I typically do, and I use this button called Use Built-in Keywords, and it just auto-populates the field with about 15,000 keywords because GScraper has about, a couple million, if not more, keywords that they can auto-generate that are, pretty well, pretty general in another sense. So after that, we come down here, and we just hit Start Script.
Josh, could you
Okay.
just one like question so everyone's keeping up with us? Now, when you go ahead and you got that footprint tab up there, these footprints are out looking for Blogspot, Tumblr, Weebly, LiveJournal. Can you just run your mouse over that to show people where those footprints are at? That's like where it's actually scraping from. So guys, if you would love to be able to register these that already are aged and have page authority to them, give me a 5, because that's what we're showing you how to do right now. Exactly. And all you got to do is go sign up for them. It's pretty crazy. Do you think you could power your DAS stack up with this? Guys, give me a hashtag mind blown. He's just shown you a free way how you can take these, do this, and find these at will, and power up your DAS stack with this. Are you not catching on what we're doing right now? This is some pretty crazy stuff. So if you don't know how to do that, this is exactly what he's showing you how to do. So just think about it. You're already going to have 2.0s powered up with age on them. And we don't go by PR. Google hasn't updated PR since June 13th, 2013, but still, there's nothing wrong with having a PR4 tumbler that's got a page authority of 30 on it. I mean, wouldn't you want that shoved into your Yelp, to your Weebly, to something else that you create an article having that going back to it? I mean, I think you would. So, guys, literally, there's still about 400 people on here. We want hashtag mind blown that he's showing you how to do this with 7 different sites on here. And Joshua, haven't you already kind of like this was a cooking show where you watch them do it and they're magically pulling one out of the oven? Don't you already have some tumblers that you've scraped up to show us of like how
Yeah,
this works?
I actually, yeah, whenever you guys were talking in the beginning, that's what I was doing.
Great.
I was I was scraping tumblers, so
Show
or
us
like a
that
bunch of
tumbler
different.
cake, buddy. Show us that tumbler cake.
For sure. Okay, well, we gotta wait till the end though, because I'm gonna show them how to filter this so that
Oh
they're
no,
not
dude.
left with.
There's even
So we're
more.
almost.
That's how great you
Yeah,
are.
so we're almost. Almost done, guys. Okay, so obviously you want to let this scrape over time. This right here at the bottom is, your progress, your progression bar, whatever you want to call that. You'll see here it says scraping threads 1500. We're about 0.30% completed. And you guys saw how quick that was. It was just a few, clicks, and you're off getting these high PR links that you can rank for whatever you want to rank for. But basically, you're receiving the proxies from their server. We've only been scraping for less than 3 minutes, and it's already found 11,892 unique domains for our footprints and our keywords, which, remember, you can do this thematically if you wanted to as well. So just keep that in mind. Now, after you let this run for a little bit, you're going to want to come here and hit Stop Scrape. Are you sure you need to stop the scraping? Yes. And let that exit the final threads there. Once you do that, what you're going to do is I always come in here at the bottom and I remove duplicate URL again just to be safe. I remove duplicate domain just to be safe, to double check. And then I trim it to root or trim to domain, which basically gets rid of everything after the slash. So we're left with only the domains that we could possibly go register. So once we do that, I then remove duplicate URLs one more time, and I hit this button right here that says get HTTP status and set to title right here. So then we hit do, okay, and then all. And so what that's doing is that's basically going out there doing something similar to what Screaming Frog would do, is crawl your site and tell you if you have any 404 errors or what type of errors you have, etc. And so you'll see this field populating right here underneath title and other data, and you basically just let that run its course. And then when you do that, once this finishes, you want to filter only by those that are returning a 404. So in that case, what you do is let this finish. Hopefully it doesn't take forever. Probably will. Like Derek said, we need the Jeopardy music, right?
Exactly.
All right, so after this is completed and you've went and you have checked the HTTP status code of this, you then come over here to filter. Okay, you hit the second box, title doesn't include, all of, and then you just drop 404, and then you hit do. Right, and so then that eliminates everything except for these 404s, as you can tell. So that means that these are broken links. A 404 is similar to a 410. So a 404 means this is temporarily gone. A 410 means this is permanently gone, and there's other status codes, etc. But basically the ones were after the 404s. So then at this point, after we've done that, I then come down here to check Google PageRank, which there's bulk PA checkers, there's bulk DA checkers. I've got a list of a million of them, but I like doing it all in one central location because I find that as long as the PageRank is, synonymous with the trust flow, etc., that it's usually a good domain, and we kind of went over that on the last webinar, so people can go over that. But once you do this, you hit Google PageRank check, and you just hit do, and then you hit all, and that goes out there and it checks all the page ranks of all the sites, and all those with typically about a PR, 3 or 2 or 3 and above I usually keep. And so, you let this thing scrape over time. You can even let it scrape for weeks and weeks at a time and come back and get a lot of them. It just depends on how long you want to scrape it for. But as you can see, here's a PR4 live journal that we could go register right here. So those of you watching the webinar, I don't know, whoever's fast enough and wants to go get them can. But, there's a PR3 blog spot right here. And obviously, the more you do, the more you're going to get. And so after that, you then just go to the website and register it, such as Tumblr or Weebly or whatever it is. And from doing that, right before I got on this webinar, I just finished a scrape. And here's a list of some. Here's a PR4, some PR2s, PR3s. You'll see PR5s and stuff.
Can you do me a
So
favor?
here's a list right now.
Can you go ahead and copy that, and can you throw those into the chat box and just let them just fight over them, just like rabid wolves? You know what? Close that up first, guys. If like you want Joshua to just give you about 10 of these, give me a hashtag gimme. I want to see if like you want to. So guys, I'm going to tell you, open up your Tumblrs right now. Open up your Tumblr accounts because he's going to throw them in there. And this is literally like going to be a mosh pit because we're going to throw these. We're going to throw these right in the chat box. So we're not going to do it until we get at least 300 gimmies, hashtag gimmies. And we're going to throw those in there. And you guys can just have at it. So the strong will survive on this. So we're like still waiting for everyone to do it. I'm on the Facebook thread right now, and we're like getting quite a bit of these. So come on, guys. Now, once you've did that hashtag gimme, get logged into your Tumblr account and get ready. So we like still need about another 100 of these before we throw those in there. So let's get it going. Let's get it going, guys. So this is super powerful stuff, guys. I want you to think about this. How easy is it now to where, you don't have to go out. I just want you to think. Everything needs to get powered up. Think about your Yelp, your Facebook page, or whatever. Imagine that we've just showed you right now how to go out. Joshua showed you how to go out and find unlimited batteries to power your sites up right now through Tumblr, through Blogspot, through LiveJournal, through all of these other places right now. Just imagine throwing them into your DAS stack. Imagine throwing them straight to your money site because they're safe. Just imagine that. There is a couple things that you want to check out. There's been some valid points that some people brought up. Just make sure that they're not porn. You don't want a porn link coming back to your site. But ultimately, they're going to be all pretty good. And if you could just have guys, just imagine if you could get 100 of these to yourself. What could you do with 100? Just think about it. I mean, who wouldn't like to have 100 of these right now just to sign up at will? Give me a number 2 in the chat box. Just give me a 2. I mean, that's how easy this is. And and maybe it's a service that Joshua might be able to provide for us if you guys really want something like this. Would you guys like a service like this from like Joshua? Now, we haven't talked about it, but if you would just say, you know what, Cotton, this looks good and everything, but I know I'm not going to spend $99 on G-Scraper and $150 a month to scrape it. I'd just rather buy them off someone and just be done with it. Then give me a hashtag sell me. And that might be something that I might see if I can put together for you. I don't know. That's just, I have no idea if that's something that you're looking for. There's a lot of people, Joshua, that are there's a few people saying sell me. So
Right.
not enough interest for you to get fired up, but I think a lot of people might want them for themselves. So it's all good
Right.
enough. So I think, now they come flying in. Guys, I'm
I was
serious.
gonna say,
Yeah,
I think that they're
we're gonna take this pretty serious about whether Joshua can, actually offer this service to you guys about giving you guys a pack of 10 tumblers or 10 live journals or a little mixed bag of something. So, if you guys don't want to do the work, he might be able to do it for you. We might be able to talk him into it and just exclusive for OMG. I don't know. I mean, I like kidding you. This is live at the moment right now. Him and I've never talked about this, but I like know that myself. I'm like one of these people saying, you know what, just just let me buy him. I don't even want to mess with it. But Joshua, go ahead and throw those. Go ahead and throw those in the chat box, and let
All right.
everybody go at it.
All right. This will be my gift to OMG. I wish I could have more, but I kind of came on here on short notice. So
Right. So you guys, you can have at it right there. And what we're going to do is we're like going to look back at the thread again. If he gets 100 sell me's, we like might be able to talk him into doing it. There has to be a pretty good demand before he does it, and so we'll see if that's something that you're interested in. But these are definitely something that I use to help me rank with certain things. And Derek, do you even use anything that's aged like this?
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much aged my own, but I have 2,000 of my own tumblers, and
Sure,
they've been sitting there aging and link building on their own, basically. But
sure,
just so I get a little juice. But I mean, I like scraping the method too, just for quick campaigns and stuff like that.
sure, definitely. So Joshua, do you have anything left to go over on this tutorial, or that pretty much wrap it up?
um, yeah, that'll pretty much wrap this one up. You know, like there's just a few things you might want to think about. Like Cotton said, you can use this to power up dash stacks. I mean, imagine if you combine this trick with what Derek taught you with the tumbler trick. I mean, there's so many possibilities with this that you can be creative, and you don't have to just scrape for these specific domains either. There's a lot of ways to do a lot of things. So just basically be creative and just use your head, and you'll be able to find a lot of cool uses for a lot of cool things.
Joshua, can we just do this once? And this might be putting you on the spot. We've Guys, how many of you would like to see us register one of these live? That you're not sure how to register one of these expired tumblers. We're not going to make fun of you. I mean, guys, everyone starts out new, and you don't have to. Give me a 5 if you're not sure how you would register one of these. Look at that, all 5s, Joshua. They don't know how to.
Okay.
They don't know how to go and redeem these. Is there one that
Okay.
is there one that you could just kind of pull up real quick that like you can show them how
Yeah.
we would go in and redeem it?
Yeah, we can.
Sure.
I'm over here at Tumblr. I mean, that's that's given if nobody else went and registered those domains. Hopefully, there's at least one out there. But all you would do literally is just go to Tumblr, and for your email, you just type in, email@email.com, right? And then whatever password. Yeah, email at Gmail. That's right. We might as well give it to the G, right? So username. So the username is what your blog is going to be called right here. So if you are implementing this method, we'll go ahead and try one. I remember one that was the PR4. Someone probably already put it there.
Yeah, but what they're saying
And
is,
send
if they already own a Tumblr account, they would log into their Tumblr account, and over to the right, you're like gonna see it. That's over on the right. It's gonna say add a new Tumblr. You're gonna put the username before the Tumblr. So the very bottom one that you had is Radish Mag. You would try to register a Radish Mag is all you would do, and it would be there or it would be taken. Does that does
Yeah,
that does that kind of make sense, guys? Give me a number 3 if that makes sense.
I do want to say one thing though regarding that is that if you are doing this method, you want to use a unique email for each one, or that's what I do. This is just what I'm recommending. You don't have to, but if you want my suggestion, I never let Google or any other company connect the dots. So if I'm doing this, I'm going to do it. I mean, I go to the extreme of using a unique IP and hiding my MAC address and all that stuff, which is probably a little paranoid, but um, when I'm doing this type of stuff, I don't put it all under the same hood. So I don't put all my eggs in the same basket. So create a few different accounts. So that's all I really want to say on that. But you should be able to sign up,
Cool.
and that's pretty much that.
I've already got mine up. Let me go ahead and show them really quick. Let me take present
Yeah.
really quick. So, all right, show my screen. Guys, give me a number 5 if you can see my screen. Give me number 5 if you can see my screen. Great. What you're going to want to do, guys, is to register one of these is you're going to want to come over here to right here to this little head right here, this little half person. And now we go to right here. Do you see this right here where it says new? Give me a number 1 if you can see that new right there. Give me number 1. You guys can all see this new. You just click on this and you enter in the title. You enter in the title of that tumbler right here and see if it's there after you scrape it. And you list the title of it, you hit I'm not a robot and create blog and it's yours. That's it. It's that simple. Does that make sense? Give me a number 8 if you understand now. That's all you got to do. It's really that simple. Great. Good. I just wanted to make sure everyone understood it. You just come right up here to this little guy up here and you hit new. The plus new right here. Then you're going to have this pop up. You put whatever title that you want up here and just make sure that like there's this angry French peacock. That's exactly what I'm going to put right here. Angry French peacock. And then I'm going to hit I'm not a robot and create blog. And now I've claimed it. That's all you have to do. You can use any title you want. You can use any title that you want. So you don't have to worry about that. Do I check history? Of course, after I scrape it, but we're just kind of showing you right now. I mean, you can do an image check to see, what was on there. Normally, tumblers have images. You can do an image check to see what was on there, some other stuff. But ultimately, you'll be all right. You might be able to tell from a name. I mean, obviously, if you get an angry and there's a couple sex words behind it, you might not want to sign that one up. So either way, I just wanted to make sure that everyone's seen just how easy it is to like sign these up once you do it. But have no worries. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do a very detailed module that's going to be in high definition, full screen, showing you exactly how to do this through Gscraper for those of you that just want to do this yourself, because you can literally rank quite a bit of things with this if you want to do right away if you're just getting started. So we'll try to get that to you in the next 12 to 14 days. Wow, guys, this has been a whirlwind webinar. If this is your first assimilation webinar so far, give me a number 7 if this is your first assimilation webinar. First assimilation webinar. Just 4 or 5 people, that's it? Of all the hundreds of people that actually signed up, there's only 8 or 7 people that actually signed. Wow. We had like 150 new OMGers and only 7 are maybe 10. That's crazy. Well, that's good. I guess they don't know what they're missing. Guys, listen, I want you to thank everyone, please, before we go. Guys, I want you to thank Derek for his time. I want you to thank Joshua for what he showed you. They're like here on their own free time. And these guys are amazing. Guys, Fletch for giving his time, Stephen Floyd, Mike. Guys, this has been an all-star webinar, guys. We've had a lot of people on here. We started some 3 hours ago, taught you a good client getting method. We've taught you how to scrape for tumblers, bloggers, all this other stuff. So guys, please, if you've enjoyed everything, take the time out to thank these guys when we do. Next week, guys, if I'm not mistaken, we are going to have Sue Bell as my guest. And I'm going to be showing you something that is absolutely going to blow your mind. I wouldn't miss it, guys. Wouldn't miss it. This is something that Fletch knows a little bit what I'm going to talk about, where people are making $5,000, $10,000 a clip at what I'm going to show you. What if I told you that you didn't need to know anything about SEO, that you didn't even have to have a site ranked, and you can get $5,000 to $10,000 off a client? Would you be interested? Give me a hashtag interested if that's what you want to know about next week, because that's what we're going to go over. Fletch, you know what I'm talking about?
I have a sneaking suspicion I do. So you can bring that up, huh?
Yeah, we're going to blow that out of the water next week.
Holy cow. So, well, you can build this up however you want. Yeah, I know what it is, and I'll be on. That's awesome.
Yeah. Sue, and I think I'm gonna get Russell as well. They're like gonna come on, and we're gonna talk about a tool and a weapon that you can use, even if you're a beginner, wherever you are, guys. We're gonna put another sword into your just whole weapons closet that you're gonna be able to go out and literally, it's gonna make you look like an expert. You're gonna be able to make thousands of more dollars without ever knowing anything about SEO at all. And it's going to be pretty freaking sick. I know Fletch has seen it. I've seen it work, and it's going to be nuts. So, guys, that's it. Please thank everyone, and we'll see you next week. And I will see you again next week, guys. Later.